I was going over the list. I gotta set up with one of my friends. We gotta do the I do the top tens for 2025 for every genre.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
yeah.
Nice. You do that every year, like close
Well,
out.
since I started last year, yeah.
Oh, did you
Actually,
start?
well, funny enough, I was doing it just for fun for like probably like 6 or 7 years now. Like at the end of the year, I'd be like, all right, let me just look and do like a top 10, and then I'd like send it to people.
Okay.
Who cared? Some people. It
Yeah.
came to one of people like X me like the end of the year, like, hey, you got those top 10 lists?
What would you base it off of? Just what you liked?
Yeah, I mean, it's just my preference. Like my favorite, 10 metal albums, my favorite 10 hip hop albums, my 10 favorite. I mean, it's hard. It's actually, to be honest with you, it's hard to do just rock albums because
Yeah.
it really is like nothing.
I was
like,
gonna say 10 seems like a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
it depends.
You
Like
do it in
with
every
hip hop,
genre.
I could do more than 10. I could probably do like 20, 25.
Oh, so maybe that's why that's a nice middle
But
ground.
with metal, it's hard. Metal, I could do like 10. I could do 10 with metal. It's not that bad. Country, I could do like 20. It depends on the genre. Like I said,
Yeah.
like hip hop and country, in my opinion, are in like a golden age right now, where like the quality and quantity of the amount of albums coming out is just it's ridiculous compared to rock and metal right now. At least that's how I feel. I don't. The rock coming out right now is so abstract and experimental, and like it's just not like rock and roll. That I mean, like, listen, I tell people all the time, like, I hate on it.
Yeah.
I hate on these albums. Like the number one album of the year for Rate Your Music was this band called Geese. The album was Getting Killed. It's a good album. Like, I don't hate it. I like it. It's it's outside the boundaries of what normal people listen to rock and roll. It's not the same as what you would It's not something that people would really like recognize as rock and roll, and it's not bad. But I would like never say this is an amazing album. It's album of the year, blah blah blah. But like I always tell people, 5 years from now, I'm gonna look back and be like, that album was amazing.
How it always
You know, I
happens.
mean, it's
That's how it happens, though. You look back
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
I don't give things a time of day when it comes out,
right.
and then because I'm still playing catch up anyway from other things
Right,
I'm into,
right.
you know, like the JID, the app. That thing is. I was like, yeah,
Wait, well, which one, Jid or
Jid.
Denzel? Okay, the Jid.
Oh my.
Liked it
God.
or didn't like it?
Loved it.
Loved it. Okay.
Let me tell you, sick. I was actually like, because I've heard of him before. I actually the way I got introduced to him was Eminem track.
Mm-hmm.
He's in that
Oh,
Slim
yeah, I think I
Shady
did
album,
just see that.
Fuel.
Yes, I did just see
Sick.
that
And I
before
think
read
there
that.
was another song too. I'm thinking back, there's another one too that I like. He was on, and I was just like, "Yo, who is this?"
Yeah.
But I never backtracked. I never like looked into
He-
his album.
He gets a lot of features now. Yeah.
But
He had an album this year, actually.
did you? So I'm assuming you've been listening to that album for a while.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've got it on vinyl. Yeah.
You got it on vinyl. The bass in the car is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I had it on my phone at first,
Okay.
right? And then I put it on. I was driving around, and that bass kicked, and I went, "Oh!"
Yeah.
It changes the whole song.
The production is really good. I mean, he's a very talented artist to begin with, but the production is really amazing. On
And
his
like
stuff.
even like throughout the album, like he's got a couple like bangers on there, right? Something that has high energy, and then he hits you with this like jazz funk,
Jazz, yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
who? And I forget what. Man, what was the Cody Blue?
Yeah. That's his best song.
Let me tell you,
of all time, yeah.
I was like not expecting that, and I was like digging the vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was really impressed. But one of my favorites is the dance one.
Dance Now.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That thing was sick. The bass mixed with his
Yeah.
flow, and you know.
I thought that's what you were talking when you said bass. I'm like, that's the song with the.
Oh,
ridiculous
that
bass,
was the
yeah.
one that kicked. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That was my first introduction. But like even throughout the song, down to like the last couple of tracks,
Right.
even like some of the slower ones, it still has that essence of it. It was it made my car rattle. I mean, I was listening to it pretty loud,
Pretty
but
loud,
yeah,
yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I was
Yeah.
like, because like that, I haven't had like my mirrors shake like that since like a 50 Cent album. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you look in the rear view and the thing's just rattling. I was like, oh man, kicking. can't get.
All I think about now, when I was a kid, I used to love that. Like everything rattles. And the
Yeah.
bass is big. Now I'm like, that's got to be loosening bolts and screws.
100%. 100%. I tell you, I know what I know it definitely does? Hides all the noise your car makes.
Well, that obviously.
Let me tell you, I drove around like it was like a couple of months and like I was bumping for a while and I turned the music off one day and I was just driving the car and my brakes were screaming. The rotors, everything had to be changed because I was not paying attention and it was always loud music. I never even noticed. I was laughing. I was like, oh man, this whole time? I was like, how long has this been like this? No, but the album was sick. The flow. It even like, cause like you could definitely tell like he has this way of constructing songs that is like, oh, I can't, I don't like to compare it to anything because it is his own.
Yeah.
But the complexity was definitely felt like Kendrick almost a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you don't know what that next, how that bridge is gonna sound. You just don't know where he's gonna go. It might slow it down. It's just, and the flow definitely changes with it, so it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
I was sitting there listening to that, but then like he'll speed it up. And it's like, oh shit, that's Eminem, real quick. It's a very enjoyable album. Like I was really like, it's on my list.
Yeah, was the year that came out. It was funny. Me and one of my friends were discussing, not arguing, but like he was like, because I think he at the time he might still be. I haven't talked to him a while, but he was doing his own top tens, and he was saying like he was like hands down number one.
Number one. He put that as number one for 2020. Was it 22?
Is it 22 or
yeah,
I think
it's 22. Okay.
And I had, and I was split because I was like, this album's so great, but the other album that came out that I thought was slightly better, in my opinion, was an album by, it was Danger Mouse and Black Thought. So Black Thought from The Roots.
Okay.
So they did this album. Danger Mouse is a producer. He produces albums, hip hop, rock, pop. Like he's an all over ridiculous producer. And they put together this album called Cheat Codes, and it had like every track was a feature, a banging feature, and like the whole album from front to back is amazing.
So
I mean, like I could have gave you that to listen to too, but I mean,
So the album was a producer's album, and he just had features.
No. It was Black Thought and when you look it up, it'll say Danger Mouse and Black Thought Cheat Codes.
Yeah.
Like Black Thought is in every song, but they just got a ton of features on there. Just like everybody in the game, that was big was on that album.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it was just like I think it was crazy. They had an MF Doom feature, which was like still crazy to me. I'm like, that had to be hidden somewhere because he passed away in 2020. So. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're not an MF Doom guy?
No, I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who MF Doom is?
No, I don't even know who that is.
I just had this conversation the other night with one of my friends. They had never heard of MF Doom before. Yeah. I'm like, that's so wild. Yeah. I did an episode on MF Doom. My friend picked him to do an album. He's one of the best lyricists of all time, hands down. He was always super underground. Like his stuff I never played on the radio ever.
What era of hip hop?
His first album I think was 99. 99 was his first album, was Operation Doomsday.
Okay.
Then I think he basically he put out his own great albums for a while, and then it seemed like he was doing a lot of features and stuff like that. I'm not like, it's weird. He was doing a lot of collab albums with people before he passed away, which they won't even tell you how he passed away. His family just said it was some type of illness, but they wouldn't, or not even illness, or medical condition, I think they said. So it was during COVID, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but there was like literally, he was such an underground guy. He wore a mask, like he never like showed his face really.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wore this mask, like I don't know. I'll find something. I've got a bunch of his albums, but he was like a lot of people were into him for a lot of different reasons. Like he had all these different, he dipped into all these different cultures. Like a lot of his stuff, like he had artwork on his stuff that was like really great. So he was admired by a lot of different types of people as far as like hip hop goes, and as far as how he did his thing. Like he did a lot of albums under different names. Like he would just come up with a new name and then just do an album under that name. Like
Huh.
He did an album Victor Vaughn under Victor Vaughn. Like he did like all these,
Random.
but they were, I mean, they were great albums. Like
Yeah.
almost every album he did was like really fantastic. But all his best albums came in the 2000s, like that era where everything on the radio sucked and nobody could listen. You know, it's before the internet was big.
It was the saving
like
grace.
I didn't find out about him probably until like the early 2010, like 2012, 2013, maybe a little bit earlier than that.
So you were like kind of behind on the trend of.
Oh yeah, I mean his audience probably exploded as the internet exploded because, like I said, he was never played on the radio, was never played on TV. Like he never, you know, I don't even know if he ever had like an actual music video that was played on anything, but
no production behind him or promotion was what I
promotion.
should say.
I was gonna say production.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So he produced actually a lot of his own albums, which is crazy to begin with. But then he did an album with Madlib. You know what Madlib is?
No.
Madlib is one of the
maybe actually it kind of sounds familiar.
So he's been a producer forever. He's one of the best hip hop producers in my opinion, definitely top 5.
Okay.
And he did this album with him, and he did it under the name Mad Villain.
Okay.
So it was him in Madlib as Mad Villain, and the name of the album was Mad Villainy or whatever. But it's like unbelievable. I mean, Madlib's production behind his I mean, it's one of like the top hip hop albums of all time.
I'm
really
struggling amazing. I feel like I came across MF Doom in Spotify. Like,
oh, I'm sure you had. I mean, like
there's probably something I know. It's just never stuck out to me. Realizing.
Yeah, he had you know what it was too. He had a very unique style, and that style that he had didn't become super popular until like the past maybe 10 years or so. So like he had developed this kind of like, and it was funny because I remember talking to somebody. I'm like, they're like, you know, these guys are having this argument. Who's the best lyricist of all time? It was like MF Doom. And the guy was like, all right, you might be right, but I don't like his cadence. Like he didn't like, because he's got this like slow flow kind of like it's weird. Like it's not like other hip hop artists.
I gotta hear it.
I'm
sold.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like right now. Let's do it. I gotta hear it. I know. No. That sounds awesome.
Party. Yeah, no, I mean, he's renowned now as one of the best hip hop artists. But he's like, my friend knew more about him. When you picked the album, his best album that wasn't with obviously somebody else like Madlib. It was Food. He did an album called Food, and all the tracks are like titled after foods.
Really?
Like, he did like all this. Yeah, I think. Here, I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Well, Joyner Lucas, right? This album. I was just double checking again. I chose this album. He had his first album, his debut album, which was Along Came Joyner. Didn't even like debut on billboards.
Okay.
But lyrically, it was pretty experimental. But you could start to see his talent come out a little bit.
Yeah.
But nothing like, I didn't feel any attachment to any of the songs or anything like that. And then he came out with this one, and this is like around the time I found him. He came out with this album, but more importantly, where he made his biggest splash, I would say. Maybe a couple months later, he also released a song called "I'm Not Racist."
Okay.
And it is a wild concept.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was actually like I think it was like I want to say 2017, 2018. So pretty much the height of like, you know, there was a lot of shit going on at that point. You know what I mean? Especially at that point. I'm pretty sure, what's his face? The I Can't Breathe.
Eric Garner.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like right around that time.
Okay.
I
think that was around that time.
And that's also pre COVID, so pre-pandemic. Right, just to like kind of paint the picture.
Right.
So he comes out with this song, "I'm Not Racist," and he has a white guy and a black guy basically sitting at a table, but it's Joyner's voice.
Okay.
And like right off the rip, it's intense.
Okay.
It's like he's basically, the white guy's pretty much saying everything that like you would assume he's thinking and why he's thinking it and what he like, and he goes off, dropping N-bombs and everything.
Oh wow.
And it's Joyner's voice, but it's a white dude, like, and he looks like a farmer, blue collar worker, beard, "Make America Great Again" hat, talking to like a kid with braids.
But what's the concept of the conversation? Like friends or they
No,
strangers? Like,
complete strangers,
Oh, okay.
and pretty much just telling them off in the very beginning, and through communication, trying to find a common ground.
Okay.
Crazy amount of views, and like, but it had this point of, not point. It had a glimpse into, like, remember what you said before. I'm sorry, right? Like that type of writing,
Yeah.
the talent came out.
Right.
It was equivalent, definitely, 100. Actually, probably even more so because the video blew up, and I kind of think, I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that's how Eminem found them, was that song.
Oh, okay.
So like this album and the way he started writing compared to the first one was pretty much like that turning point for him. Like this kind of like Winter Blues and his single was good. It was good.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he started making this crazy content, and then got the attention of Eminem, and then hence like the features. And the next album after this one was insane.
Oh yeah.
Insane.
You don't even think this is his best work?
I don't think this is his best.
Oh
work.
really? I was gonna say.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good. It's just I picked it more because it like marks a turning point in his career and
Okay.
where he took off, and like also his writing just
Yeah.
it went from because lyrically it's dope.
Right.
Like I like his flow. It's different. It's not like so conventional, but like the subjects are lacking. That's my argument.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, but like in terms of like documenting a certain turning point, I thought it was great. Yeah, that was pretty much my little piece on what I thought about it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like you could go through it. I like Ultrasound. I think that's a dope song.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
the intro.
Yes, the
Yeah,
intro.
yeah,
I think the
yeah. That
intro
was
is
a good
great.
one.
You know, where you know, Lonely. I actually like Lonely. Like just even like the melody of the beats. It's not normal.
What is the other song that was really Keep It 100, right?
Keep It
That's-
100
that's
was
that's a
It was okay.
well, it's a cool concept. You
Yeah.
know? Tells
Yeah,
a-
with the
tells a little
$100
story.
bill.
The $100 bill. Right?
Yeah, like you start to see
Yeah.
these glimpses,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then like I think he just picked subjects that tugged on like people's heartstrings,
Yeah.
and you know, smart. It was a smart play.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a play, I mean,
Well-
I don't like to think of it like that.
Well, no, but like you're, you're. I would argue. I don't mean it in like a cash grab. I just think that you finally found something that people care about, where you could express your talent and
Okay.
write it in a certain way where you get a good topic, and you're also being able to tell a story in that form. Like I can't rhyme a fucking song. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
A story.
Right.
You know, so like when you catch these things that like like the masses kind of care about, and on top of it the lyrics just like are like whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's pretty good. Like you know, it's the same thing for like when Nas made Rewind, right? With the story of him shooting, but the whole story's played backwards.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's tricked out stuff. You don't get it every day.
Yeah,
So
I
when you
forgot about that song.
right, so
Yeah.
when you come across an artist who could hit these like things, and they do it so well, it's like fuck, finally you get one. You know what I mean? I feel like that part of rap is gone for the most part, the storytelling. At least the stuff that I've been listening
It's not
to.
as prevalent as it used to be.
Right, and it's not meant to be, because it's a different type of rap depending on what you're listening to. But
Yeah, I guess it depends. I think it's a hard thing to do,
yeah,
and if you do it, you have to do it good. So it's a lot of things where I bet you a lot of people attempt it, and then it's like, all right, this is like too much. You know, let me go a different route, type of thing.
yeah.
The most recent one I can remember that was really good, I can't remember the name of the song. You ever listen to? This is always confusing when I say the name because the two names sound so familiar. So
Okay.
there's ASAP Rocky,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's Aesop Rock.
Oh,
So you know who ASAP Rocky is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
yes,
like
he
him.
does a lot of trap and pop rap
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
It's
yeah.
nice. It's nice.
So there's an underground rapper called Aesop Rock,
Okay, that's not
who's-
confusing at all. That's good.
who's like Aesop Fables, like I said, the Ace.
Okay, all right.
AESOP.
All right, he's not a fan of
Rock. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
it's
no,
different.
no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not like paying homage.
He was around before ASAP Rocky. Actually, I think his
Oh,
first.
that's
his,
a bad beat, man.
His first album. Well, he was underground, but his first album came out in like '01, I want to say.
Oh, that's
somewhere
early,
around
yeah.
there. So he was
Yeah.
around before A$AP Rocky, but he's a very good conscious rapper. Like he can tell a story very good, and he had he actually had 2 albums this year that were very good, but I think I can't even. It's called something Tech Solutions. It was some album that came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and he had a song on there. I believe it was that album where he tells a crazy story, and the basis of the story is like he comes home to his apartment, and his apartment got robbed, and it was robbed by like this neighborhood guy that everybody knows that has like this mental illness, and the cops catch the guy.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do with this guy? Like, you're not like, he's got something wrong. He needs help. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of this like, I guess it was kind of a play on like, what do in society, are we locking up the right people? Are people getting the help that they need? If you're a drug addict or if you have a mental illness or whatever, like he's kind of trying to play on that type of societal problem that we have through this story that he tells, which he does an amazing job of doing. He's very good. You should look into A$AP Rocky. You like him. But that's one of the more recent ones I can remember that
That's kind of tricked out,
2
man.
or 3. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're pretty much shining a light on an issue.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's that I will check that out.
Yeah,
actually,
he does a lot of songs that aren't stories, but that do get pretty deep. He's a very talented guy. I think the first album I think I actually heard by him, or I think I knew he existed but never really got into him, and then he came out with this album. I think it was like 2015, 2016. The Impossible Kid was the name of the album. That was a really good album. I love that album. I don't even know if I have any of his stuff on vinyl. I probably don't, but I always try to grab something. But he's really good. A$AP Rocky, you should get into him if you can start listening to his stuff. His
storytellers
really
are good, man. There's a place for him.
Yeah,
you know.
I remember the Slick Rick. That was like the first, right?
Rakim, big Rakim guy. I was just listening to just came on. I've been listening to a lot of Mobb Deep recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like early '90s. Mobb Deep just hitting them that and Gangstar.
Oh, Gangstar is amazing.
I just love
man.
it.
I mean,
and like
it like never gets old.
it's
either.
it's a good sound.
Yeah.
Sound.
It's just so perfect for the time period and the style, and they nailed everything.
They nailed it.
They nailed
nailed it.
They really did.
Crazy,
they really did, man. I mean,
yeah. It's been on repeat. I just
Yeah.
went down. I have like one new song from Mobb Deep, like that G Unit made, and it's I usually skip it, but it's not too bad. But
well, I was gonna say Mobb Deep came out with an album this year.
Well, I remember when 50 signed them.
Right.
And I remember they came out with a commercial album at that point. Like it was kind of after wow, it was probably a while ago now.
Right.
What was that? When 50 did that Out of Control remix. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I'm not gonna be. I'm not a 50 Cent fan, so I can't really remember a lot of the stuff he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be a hardcore 50 Cent fan when I was a kid, but no, I haven't listened to his stuff in a while, so I wouldn't know anything he did like that.
I think it was the second album, The Massacre.
The Massacre was the second album, right?
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying was the album.
Obvious.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah, anything. Maybe I listened to The Massacre, but then like anything else after that, I don't think I ever listened to.
Like I said, it makes my fucking my rearview mirror shake. I love it. I love it. You know.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, they were alright, but like the '90s ones were dope. You just can't. You can't take that. Shook Ones was just such such a great track.
It might be one of the top hip hop songs of all time. Really,
it really just took
right
that era. Like that was it. That's what it was. Crazy, just fucking crazy. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I do a lot of it's hard to move on, man. It's hard to move on.
No, I mean, listen, you know what's funny? You always go through these cycles where you like listen to an artist and then you'll have that artist on repeat for like a week, and you really, because you forget like how great some of these guys were sometimes. You know, somebody you used to listen to all the time, you'll listen to him for a while, you get back into it, you're like, oh, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
This album was amazing. This album was amazing. You know, like I listen to. That's the thing. Like my span of what I'm listening to at all times. You know, people get like, "Oh, you listen to all this music. You never heard of this guy." I'm like, dude, I'm listening to every genre you can think of from the beginning of time to now. Like, there's a lot of different period, you know, and like I'm also trying to enjoy it. Like, It's not like I'm getting paid for this. Like I'm you know, I come across what I come across, but like, you know, I'll go time periods without listening to like any 90s hip hop, and then like I'll go back because I know I love 90s hip hop, but I just like I'm listening to new stuff.
It's time to move on,
you know,
right? Yeah,
and then like. You know, something will come up like, oh, I gotta make a new '90s playlist or something, or put on a new, and then you get into it, and then like for like weeks, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot this song existed.
That's where I'm at. Where you literally just described what happened to me recently.
Sometimes you find a new song. You know?
It all started with
not a new song.
No. I know what you mean. No, just a deep cut.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, no, not. I mean, just. Yeah, a song on the album that maybe you never really listened to,
and
or
all of a sudden it's
just
like
you passed over,
and like how come I never gave this the time of day?
Yeah.
This all started with West Coast, and it was Gangster Party with Snoop Dogg and Tupac.
What all started? What are you talking about?
I'm saying like hitting the Mob Deep like era. Like I started.
You started listening.
Like
to
that
West
was
Coast
this
stuff?
like you were saying, right? You go through this retro hip hop. Like it started, like it came on my thing. I was like, oh man, I love 90, and like it just kept going, and then it eventually went over to East Coast, and then Nas started playing, and you know what I mean, and then Mobb Deep, and now I'm on Mobb Deep, and then the other day Gangstar just started playing. So like you know what I mean? It's following it, but it all started with the Tupac song and Snoop Dogg, and I was just like, all right, I'm back in it. Can't listen to Eminem all the time.
Yeah. No. Snoop Dogg's one of the funnier ones to me because I feel like I don't know. Everything after Doggy Style is like not. It's like subpar stuff, and he had like some hits, obviously, on some. You know, he had a lot of radio play. Well, but he really stretched his career, man. I mean, like
great.
To think of like he's like a household name.
Yeah, he marketed himself, and you know what he did? He just introduced himself to the next generation. And he kept that rule.
He kept himself relevant in everything.
But that's how you do that, right?
Yeah.
You grow up with your parents.
You say yes to everything.
And then you
right?
tackle.
Every commercial.
No, well, like, you got to be relevant, right? So, like.
You got to be relevant, but how do you stay relevant?
Well, you go on Sesame Street. And
you don't go into hiding for 3 years.
No. It's very true. Yeah. It's very true. But, I mean, it's impressive. I mean, and then down to, like, how he marketed himself. It's just he's a business.
Oh yeah, well
Martha Stewart. He had the Martha Stewart route.
There was nobody like him. Like he had this iconic look and style and viewpoint, and he rode it. He rode that wave and kept going.
Well, I mean his initial.
Like he never changed, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
He's the same Snoop Dogg.
No,
right? No, like it's the same character.
You know,
you do an interview with him in '95. The same guy is doing an interview with him now. It's not.
Is it character or is it genuine? You think it's genuine? I think it's genuine.
I think at this point, I think it's got to be genuine, right?
I think it is. Well, it's like I think it's definitely more polished. Because you've been, you know what I mean. It's less rugged. Like first on the scene, he was a little bit more rugged.
Oh yeah,
a little bit more rough around
the edges. He's got to be how old now, right? If he's not 60, he's got to be close to 60.
I know he's a grandpa.
Yeah, well, his kid almost made it to the NFL, right?
Yeah, something like that. I know he was playing serious.
His
and,
kid was a big
he was coaching the
wide
team.
receiver in college.
He was coaching the team. Snoop was coaching.
Oh yeah,
I remember that, or they were either that very heavily involved. But I mean, his whole claim to fame was his voice. His whole
yeah, maybe.
Well, think about it, right?
I don't know if it was his voice or just his whole. I feel like it was more than just his voice. It was his whole style. Well, the whole, you know.
No. Fair enough.
Smoking all the time.
Yeah, but like that, you had. I think as a movement, he's definitely a part of that movement, and that movement was happening, right? So
but he didn't sound anything like any of those.
Which is my point. Which is why he stood
out.
Well,
but I'm saying more than just his voice.
Why you don't think the voice was the major?
No, maybe it was. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just felt like it was the character as himself was so different. Like there was no hip hop artist that was like who he was. He just acted. Didn't have. He had this different flow to him. He had. I don't know. He was very unique in that group of people in the West Coast at the time. Like he was very unique compared to Tupac and Dre and all those guys. Just had a very different style that I think stood out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess his voice probably played a huge part in that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's like it's music, right? That's what you hear the voice with the swag. It's a whole package.
Right.
It's just and it definitely a front man for that movement, West Coast rap at that time.
Yeah.
You notice it, but like I don't know, man. I feel like that made him my point I was trying to make is like that made him sorry, I'm shot.
No.
It's been a long day, man.
Did you watch the NWA movie they made about
Yeah.
It came out like 10 years ago. Or
Yeah.
15 years ago
With
or
Cube
something.
and Dre and
Yeah. But I thought it was so cool. Like at the end, they cameo him in.
Yeah.
Like he's like recording. Like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah, he calls himself Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. It's got a nice little fade back.
Yeah.
That movie was good.
It wasn't bad. It was good. It
You
wasn't
know?
amazing, but it was good. It was I it was funny. I seen it with Kristen at the time, and I think we were only dating for like maybe a year or two or 3 years, maybe tops. And she has no idea who NWA is. Like she has no idea. Like I was like, oh, we're going to go see this movie, and we went with my friend and his girlfriend at the time. And she's like, oh, what's the movie? And I'm like, oh,
Straight Outta Compton.
And she's like, oh, what's it about? And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll try to explain. So there used
Yeah,
to be this hip hop
yeah.
group in the late '80s, and it caused a lot of controversy. I'm like, don't worry about it. Yeah, it'll be good, whatever. And she's like, I never knew this all happened. Like,
Right.
This
And now she's invested.
yeah.
Now she's
No,
invested.
she still doesn't. She hates hip hop, but it was just funny how like she did get invested in the movie, like the story, like and everything. She was.
There was the thing I remember about the movie, which was controversial, was how they got arrested, and like the whole fuck the police, right?
Right.
The origin.
But
of the
they got
story.
arrested in Detroit. It was a Detroit show where they got arrested, I think. Am I wrong?
Okay. Not at the concert, but why they made the song.
Okay.
Why they made the song. First off, Ice Cube wrote the song. It was Ice Cube, right?
Okay.
And he, in the movie, they're outside the recording studio hanging out, and they get put on the ground by cops, right? Like they were just hanging out,
Yeah.
right? But they were in a nice part of L.A., and at that point, it's like LAPD 80s. Enough said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see 5 or 6 guys that don't belong in that neighborhood. They're patting them down.
Right.
So in the movie, that's what happens, and then because of all the shit they say to him and this and that, like they write the song "Fuck the Police," but apparently that's not how it fucking happened whatsoever. Dre and MC Ren, and like a bunch of them were in their brand new BMW on the expressway with black paint guns that looked like AK-47s,
Oh man.
and was pointing them out the window at cars and scaring the shit out of people, and then they got arrested. And what happened was he didn't go to jail. None of them went to jail, but they were on house arrest, so they couldn't go out. And at this point, they're all like in their late teens, 19, 20, and Ice Cube was mad. He was like, because his friends couldn't come out to hang out anymore, so he wrote the song "Fuck the Police" because they gave him house arrest. Like, you know what I mean? But like the whole circumstance was because they were fucking menacing the public with paintball guns. It's a crazy. Like I just thought it was so fucking wild. I was like, what? That's the real reason? I think who was saying it? Somebody, I think Cube was saying it on one of the podcasts about what it.
Well,
really
he's
was.
been very outspoken about everything.
Yeah.
The whole industry being super
Wild.
messed up, and
What do you think about that? What do you think about the way him and DMX, the way they were articulating that?
I mean, as far as everything I've heard that him say about the industry, I think it's 100% true.
Yeah.
I mean, the industry was, like they would have never gotten a deal unless somebody was going to take advantage of them and take money from them. I
Agreed.
mean, that's how the whole
Agreed.
thing is
It
set
was,
up.
It was yeah. It was we put the light on you. We have the light. We'll put it on you. You get famous. We. Get
I mean,
the
I know
money.
that. What was the other thing they were saying? Like they were trying to, like the whole purpose of doing it was to like push drug use in those communities. Like
Is
all
that what? Is that what they were saying?
Something like that, and something I've heard the claims like, oh, they Hollywood used them to like get more people to, be okay with drugs and all this stuff. So that
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I, mean,
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not also.
There's
I
because
feel like drugs were always
the
accepted.
the other no I know, but I'm saying there's the other conspiracy where the government is involved with it because like the government used to work with the cartels and getting like the whole cocaine cowboys.
That's
like the
whole,
whole,
that's a deep. That's a deep. Jesus Christ.
Right. So I don't know. I mean,
what documentaries are you watching?
No, I don't. I don't know if it was a documentary, and I'm not even sure if it was something Cube had said, but it was somebody articulated this thing where they were like, yeah, that was all roped together. Hollywood, was kind of
maybe they're getting funded.
On the same page as the government as far as they needed more people to buy drugs and blah blah blah.
I guess it also would tie into like liquor store and gun shops on every corner.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's a wild thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. That sounds like a little bit of the Kool-Aid, Mm-mm.
Yeah, some of these seem outlandish, but you know what? Nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it was like, DMX apparently was very vocal about the way Diddy was.
Oh, you're talking about what Diddy was doing in the whole thing.
Well, yeah, that part. Yeah, that too. No.
You mean taking advantage of people? You mean as far as just like as money wise?
In the comparison of Ice Cube being vocal about what was going on.
Yeah.
Which was kind of crazy.
I mean, I'm sure. I think I've heard those claims too, where people said, Diddy was ripping everybody off. But I mean, like that was the game. I felt like, if you owned a record label and you were big already, it was kind of like one of those things where it's like the whole game is you sign somebody, you make sure you make all their money, and they get whatever
a fraction of what they get.
But like I said, I mean that was the conversation. You're nobody until you sign that label.
True.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
That was the key to the kingdom back then. Now you kind of have the internet, so it changed. But like back then, it's like if you wanted to be heard, you had to get on one of those labels.
Yeah.
Like you signed your life away, not knowing how much exactly you would sign away in the future, but you were signing up to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So those 360 deals, I think they called it, where it's like they own every piece of you.
Yeah, they own everything, and they're making all you get is the deal you sign.
Right. It's so fucked up.
I mean, it's like sports though. You could sign whatever deal when you come out. You do amazing. You're stuck on that deal. You could sign an extension.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's that. It's not the same because you could also sign for any type of endorsements, and that's not touched by them.
Well, I mean, you could do that as a music artist too.
I think those 360 deals, they got a proportion of that. They got everything they need.
Well, like if Nike came to them and said they get a portion of that too? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised.
I believe there were a bunch of contracts like that. Maybe not every artist.
Right.
But they're definitely like... that's what I heard. I think Jadakiss was very vocal about things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine, man.
And he was signed to Diddy.
I could imagine.
He even says it. He goes...
Jada was signed to Diddy?
Jada was signed to Diddy at one point.
Okay.
Right, because it was...
I mean, I guess he could have been.
Maybe it was,
I don't remember him being part of that whole...
Def Jam.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would have pictured him more as a Def Jam guy.
He was definitely... No, he was talking about Interscope. My fault. He said Interscope in the song.
Interscope. But see, now, did you watch the series they did on Wu-Tang on Hulu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What record label they did? Was that Interscope they dealt with?
I don't know.
I can't remember the label, but I'm like, that's definitely not how it went down. This guy was like, yeah, we'll give you whatever you want. Like, you write the terms. I'm like, that never happens. I'm like, they would have been like, yeah, you want to get... They tried to make it like...
Who was in charge of that? Who's in charge of writing that? Was Mos Def? He was in charge of writing that whole thing.
No,
The series.
You talking about RZA?
No, it was RZA. RZA, my fault, Mos Def. So shy.
No, RZA. Well, RZA was the architect behind the whole thing, but
right? But I'm saying, didn't he write it so like he was?
He wrote it so he tried to write the contract as like everybody got paid what they were supposed to get paid, and everybody also kept their own rights, right? Like it was something like, if the artist, like if they wanted to, he set it up so that they can all do their own solo projects, because that was the whole thing of controversy. Was like he knew that he wasn't going to be able to keep them together as a group,
right?
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he had signed it so that he had to produce them or something. Like that was the big backstabber move. Like he was locked into them, and that's why they couldn't like go to another producer.
Right.
So they had to wait for him to be done with somebody else's before they could start on that. Like they all couldn't do one at the same time because he can only do how many at the same time.
Guarantee.
Like I don't think he thought that far ahead. He was just like, no, I'm going to sign it so they're all working with me. Like they're
my people.
Which, you know what? It's not crazy for him to think that way, considering he did all the footwork for 36 Chambers. I mean, like he created the whole album.
Yeah,
all he did was grab and be like, hey, let's do some verses.
Yeah, he had to drag them in. They didn't even want to. Half the time.
They didn't want to work together. Remember, they hated each other.
Well, they barely wanted to work.
Right. They were like at war with each other. Right? Wasn't that Ghostface and Raekwon wanted to kill each other or something? And he got them all to come in. I mean, not even all together, really. I mean, what I guess the more crazy part would be touring after that, because now you got to spend how many months together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? If there's a bag, if there's a cash grab, I'm sure it's worth it.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, he's like, listen, I created this thing from the ground up. I did all the footwork. I grabbed all the people. I got them all to come in and do their verses. I produced every track. I created the whole thing from front to back. If these guys get big because of this project that I created, they should be tied to me for doing more projects.
Yeah.
I brought them to this level. I dragged them to this level.
Who gets paid? It should be him.
Now, like what? They're going to go sign with another label, grab another producer, and that's it?
They get rich, and I stuck with my first entry level.
I mean, like, listen, you got to... I guess it's kind of a thing, like, out of respect, they should have stayed with him anyway.
Yeah, but you
like,
need that in the contract.
And that wasn't even the problem. They all wanted to work with him. They knew he was talented. The problem was they all wanted to do an album at the same time.
Oh, is that what it was?
The whole thing was they came out with 36 Chambers. It goes big. They tour. They all make all this money. Now they're like, all right, I want my solo album. I want my solo album. I want my solo album. Yeah. Well, he's like, I can't do them all at the same time. I do one. I'm going to work on this guy's first, right? Right. And now the other guys are waiting in the,
And shit's getting cold.
Oh, I got all these. I wrote all these songs. Like, when are we gonna record them? Oh, we gotta wait till I do his. I gotta do it. You got 12 guys you work.
A lot of fucking people. That's very true. I didn't realize
that was the problem. They were getting frustrated waiting years to have their album come out. They were like, because that was how he sold it. He sold it like, listen, I sold it so that we can branch off, do our own solo albums, and you'll all be stars. Yeah. Like, it's not just like you're going to be Wu-Tang. You'll have your own solo album, and you'll take off. You'll have your own solo album, you'll take off.
Trying to give them that platform.
Right. Yeah. So it wasn't like you were locked into Wu-Tang. Flawed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just flawed. It was a flawed system. Because it's based off of not being able to do multiple albums.
You can't do 12 albums at the same time. Yeah. I mean, now you look at what, like, Alchemist does right now, then you'd be like, maybe you can. But
different process for different people.
I know. And they're very similar styles, but the amount of albums that Alchemist puts out is beyond me, especially I don't know if you're a big Alchemist fan or not, but like, if you look at how many albums he puts out and how good they are, and on top of it, he's touring, I'm like, when are you even doing this? When are you even having like, your whole life has got to be dedicated, like, every day, like, that's nonstop.
He seems very busy. The only the glimpse I got of him was with Action Bronson. That was like my first.
He had the whole thing. He was on his show even
touring, and then he was on multiple shows because Action had.
But dude,
multiple.
he puts out, no joke, like 3 albums a year. Yeah, they all crush it.
Yeah. Those kids just fucking can do it.
I mean, and his producing is top notch. One of the best producers out there. It's really crazy that he's able to do all that.
Yeah, wild.
And not be on the radio.
Young man's game. It's wild.
I love Alchemist and I love the albums they put out, but it's just funny because
What?
he doesn't put out anything like so. And I don't know if it can't be because of the style that he does, but like,
Why not?
well, what I'm saying is, all the albums are there's no content, there's no substance to what they're rapping about. Like it's almost like everything he does, it's almost like they're just messing around. Like he plays hip hop like it's a sport and not like it's an art.
Okay,
like,
what do you mean by that?
So like one of my favorite hip hop artists that he's grabbed and does immediately, he did Alfredo 2 with him, Freddie Gibbs. So if you listen to Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs, they have Alfredo 1 and Alfredo 2. Alfredo 2 came out this year. Amazing album, right? Production's amazing, everything. But Freddie Gibbs is a rapper where there's not really any story to what he's rapping about. Like,
Okay.
he's like gangster rap to like the fullest, where there's no, like, you're not taking anything away from what he's doing. Like, there's no consciousness to it. Like, you know what I mean?
But does it make sense?
It makes sense, and it's good. His rhymes are good.
Okay.
But there's no, like...
It's not like a Ghostface Killer deal.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, when he's just making shit up.
Oh, no. His rapping is amazing. His lyricism is amazing, but all he's rapping about is cooking crack and, you know, like...
It's the same.
selling drugs and doing... Like, it's not... There's no... You're not getting any...
I get what you're saying.
To it.
I get what
It
you're saying.
sounds great aesthetically, and it is great. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And he's good at what he does. He knows that his rhymes are great. His wordplay is great.
Okay.
But there's no... You're not taking anything away from. There's no deepness to it.
it's
Like,
no,
you know? I mean, he had some songs when he did. He was another one. He did 2 albums with. I showed him to you last time. I think he did 2 albums with Madlib. They did Pinata.
Okay.
And then he did Bandana.
Okay.
Both those albums are amazing.
Yes, I remember now.
Yep. Told you about the Bandana, right?
The bandana was the one.
So that's Madlib, the same guy who did the album with MF Doom, right?
Right. That one.
Mad Villainy.
Mad Bill. Yeah.
So that's MF Doom and Madlib, and this was Freddie. But he had some tracks on Pinata that were kind of like told the story, like a little bit.
Touch
Like he'll
base
get
on
into
it.
some of it, but like for the most part, when Alchemist makes albums, like that's kind of what he does. Like I'm gonna grab you and we're just gonna
Fuck around.
you like this isn't like an art. I think that's the deal. Like if you're a hip hop artist and you're gonna collab with like a producer and give it like 50-50 like he does. Because I learned a lot from listening to like Alchemist albums, because like I started thinking, like he made me actually start thinking about the production on every track, as far as like, well, who's producing? Like I started asking, like, well, who did the production on this? Who did the production on this? And then you kind of like, I saw like the format on like when an artist comes out with an album. I used to think, I don't know why, but I used to think they just had one producer.
Okay.
But they don't.
Yeah.
Every track is a different. So basically, they like when a hip hop artist comes out with an album, it's like a pay by track basis.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna grab this guy and give you whatever you charge to do a track. Give me one track, and that's it. And then they just keep doing that with like 15 different producers. And there's maybe sometimes a producer will do 2 tracks.
All right.
But like,
what's the major job that a producer does for a track? What's like the major, like what do they do? Like you have an artist, right?
you mean make the music?
Yeah, well, like is it are they making the beats themselves? Is that what you mean by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's a whole nother. I know what you're saying.
You know what
so
I'm
you're
saying?
getting into the whole thing where you have a producer for an album.
Yes.
And then you actually have the music producer for the track. It's 2 different things.
Right.
Like
That's what
I never understood. So if you're like a
Yeah.
rock band, like
Yeah.
let's say you're the Foo Fighters, and you have this producer who produced the album, it's like, what did that guy do?
That's what I'm saying, right? Because you have your own sound,
Right.
You have your own way of making your own music.
So-
What direction? What collaboration are they adding to? That could change the direction of a whole song. Like, you know what I mean? It's still going to be them. It's
But
still
you're talking in essence of what? Of like I said, like a producer
Yes.
of a rock
Yeah.
band?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
to answer that,
Yeah.
I listen to, which you could still listen to it. Do you know who Rick Rubin is?
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
he's one of the most famous producers of all time.
Right.
But does he make music?
Well, I don't know what he does. Like,
Exactly. So-
that's the issue.
So he went on Rogan and he kind of like talks about
Yeah.
his process, like with all the different albums he did.
What does he pull the best part of the artist out?
Yeah. So that's part of it. It's all about like
Because I watched that.
getting it to sound better, kind of.
Okay.
Like, so, like, it's almost like let's say you're a rock band, you write a song, and you're like, okay, we have these songs, but, like, are they good?
Right. No, yeah.
How do they? I don't know. Like,
They're
we
missing
wrote them,
something.
and like, are they? Yeah, like,
Are they missing
and then
something?
like he'll come in and be like, oh, you've got the bass too low, or like, oh, you got to speed that beat up a little bit, like you got to speed the drums up, like, or like
It's
even
tweaking.
like how it's recorded. So like that was a big thing when they were talking about the famous Red Hot Chili Peppers album. I don't know which one it is. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, or whatever. Is that the one he did?
Yep.
Where he had them record it like in a mansion on the beach in LA or something.
Yeah.
Because, and not even it had to do with the sound, but it had to do with something with
Their
headspace.
Yeah.
As far as like he said like they weren't getting along at the time, and they were all like not. He said like the vibes were bad in the studio, and he was like, "Yo, we got to take this somewhere. Let's do this somewhere else."
Yeah.
And he like changed the scenery.
Yeah.
And just like
Gave them that environment to progress.
Yeah.
And so
it's stuff like that. I
that's
guess
kind of
like,
tricked out.
So he also produced Toxicity by System of a Down, where he talks about,
The verse.
I've heard that
The
story.
verse. Yes.
I have
And
that
it's
on
the
the show.
oh my god, what a great story.
Which I don't. So okay, so I don't know if did you do any research into the story though, because
the book. Yeah. No.
What's the book?
The book was no. I don't know the name. I know that was It was is it? I want to say the Nazis, but I feel like I'm wrong.
No, the book was the Bible.
It was the Bible. Okay, I thought it was something
Because
like
I didn't. So at the time, I hadn't read the Bible. I didn't know where that came from.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's talking about grabbing this book, and I'm like, I gotta know what this book is. And I type in those lyrics, and it's like, oh, that's from the Bible. And I'm like,
you point down.
picked out the Bible, and that's
They
why
couldn't
like,
figure out what the fuck.
yeah, but the story was he pulls the book randomly off a bookshelf of thousands of books.
No way.
That's the story.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the story.
Oh, that's wild.
This is-
so you're telling me he walks up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
this one.
Exactly.
First off, right? Let's get something fucking straight. They got the name of the book on the spines. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. All right, he saw the crucifix. He knew exactly what he was picking. I don't want to hear this, but the randomness is sick. The randomness of the opening the page, pointing down.
This is my whole thing, right? Like
Yeah.
he tells this story, doesn't tell you he picked the Bible. Tells you this is how he tells the story. He tells the story. He couldn't find the lyrics he wanted. He couldn't. What I need a part to go into this hook or whatever.
Right.
So he was like, well, I told him, we're sitting in my library, grab any book off of this bookshelf.
Yeah.
He grabs a random book off that, and I said, open the book up to a random page, and he opens the book up to a random page, and I said, point at the page or whatever, and what is it? And he reads it, or he tells him, start reading off and he starts reading it, and goes, there you go, there's your hook.
Yeah.
Make it like this guy's a genius. Meanwhile, I'm like,
yeah.
But what would the chances be that he picked the Bible? And if he did, and you knew he did, why wouldn't you say that? Like, it's just kind of like the whole thing, the whole story kind of sound like I'm making myself sound like a genius for telling him to do this. But it's like, listen, something happened. The chances of you randomly picking a Bible, unless you had a whole fucking shelf of Bibles, the randomness of you picking a Bible off a shelf of 1,000 books seems pretty...
I'm telling you, he knew it was a Bible. There's no way. I'm not buying that.
Well, obviously he knew it was a Bible when he started reading out of it, dude.
He knew it on the shelf. I'm telling you.
Well, Serge or Rick?
Serge.
Oh, well,
Serge.
maybe.
I think Rick was legit. I don't think he's lying about what he said.
Okay, maybe.
I think Serge was like, "Oh, I'll pick a book," and saw the Bible.
And picked the Bible.
It was like, "Yeah, duh."
Okay,
because
maybe.
what else are you gonna pick?
Yeah, that's actually so. Those words, are the words that Jesus Christ said as he was on the cross dying. Those were his last words.
That
Yeah.
is horrifying.
Yeah.
No, the fact that that's
why
the
have you
no,
forsaken
yeah,
me?
I'm putting it
that's-
together.
That's
together.
what he was saying to God right before he died on the cross.
I got chills. That's kind of crazy.
Also,
actually.
what are the chances you open up to that page?
Well, that's what
Come
I'm
on,
No. That's what I'm saying though. Maybe that happened. Maybe let's say
it's hard to believe the story, dude. Like,
I would
listen,
love.
If you said you picked a Charles Dickens book and it was like some random one, like I'd be like, all right, I can see it, or like whatever.
I wish it would have been like Auto Trader, and it was and it was
My
Dodge Chevy.
1967 Chevy.
Yeah, with the price. I wish it was that. I wish it would have been that.
How to change your oil.
Listen, for me, and yeah, right, exactly. Gastro GTX. No, but like,
I mean, there's just so many parts of the story that could have been left out. Like, he picked 7 books before he found, like.
Let's see. For me, right? For me, knowing that Serge saw it was a Bible makes it seem more believable. Like, I'll believe it now. If I.
But if that's the case, then he should have told the story like that. He should have said, "I said pick a book off the shelf." Serge saw the Bible, picked the Bible, opened up the Bible, and that's what he thought.
He's only
speaking.
Yeah, I know, but you're telling a story, and
I get it.
Also, you're only telling your side of it. You're not gonna say what Serge did. You're gonna say what you did.
Sure.
Granted, I'm spinning this to appease my what I think actually.
Well, your question was, what does the producer do? So this is what the producer does.
All right.
From what that's what I learned.
But do producers have beats? Is that like a thing?
No. So when I'm saying producer, as far as like hip hop music goes, so there's.
See, I thought.
Or it's not even just hip hop. I guess I feel like so you're a pop artist, like. Britney Spears wasn't making the music. She was just
obviously.
singing.
Yeah,
like,
she
there
was
was somebody
she was
in the studio making.
But that's a songwriter,
music. Right? But a songwriter for hip hop is what? You're not writing the lyrics because that's the artist. You're making the beat. So that's the whole thing. So they a hip hop album will have an overall producer, like an executive producer.
Right? But even for a song too, right? Like it almost seems like an orchestra. What is it? The guy running the whole show with the stick. The stick. He's fucking
maestro.
That's what it seems like.
Well, a producer for an album would be like a maestro.
That's what it seems like to me. Well, even just a song, right? Because in my head, I'm thinking they have somebody who makes beats. They go, I'll take this beat. Songwriter, you know what I mean? Like they're putting everything together. They're the chef.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it depends on the artist. How much are you subcontracting that out to people, and how much are you doing yourself? Okay. There are a lot of hip hop artists who make their own beats. Like Rock Marciano is an underground guy who makes his own beats. Yeah. Like I was saying, a lot of the MF Doom albums that he's not collaborating, he's making his own beats. I'm pretty sure he made. Let's see if he made all the beats on this one, or if he gave out. It's probably not going to say on back here. All songs produced by Doom.
Oh, sick. Let me see.
Yeah. He produces his own beats unless he does a collab with somebody like Madlib, and then they produce the beats.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's what I learned. So I learned that the way hip hop artists work, and then maybe he's not even in charge of that. Maybe I don't know how the work is divvied out, but I know that when I looked up every song on a regular album, every song had a different producer.
Okay.
Like this guy produced this beat, this one's by Madlib, and this one's by Alchemist, and this one's by whoever. It went down the line as a whole bunch of different producers. So now who chooses the producers? Is it the executive producer of the album? Is it the artist? I have no idea. I don't know how that works.
Right.
But I know that those producers work on and even Alchemist, who makes 3 albums a year, he's still featured on other albums as a producer.
So he's still.
So you can look up he was on this album, he produced this song.
Yeah.
Nobody would know that because unless you're looking through the book credits, how would you know that he produced that song?
Right.
But that's why when he does an album with somebody, grab Freddie Gibbs or Larry June or whoever he's doing an album with, he's going to say, okay, this is just me and you the whole album. I'm doing the beats, you're doing the lyrics.
Sick.
And we're both getting 50-50 credit on it.
Right.
So when it comes out, it's going to be Larry June and the Alchemist. It's going to be Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. Right. So everything gets split down the middle.
Yeah.
You don't need to subcontract the work out to anybody else. I'm doing all the beats, you're doing all the lyrics. And so now he does this all the time. He picks whoever he wants. Calls you up, Action Bronson. Hey, I want to do an album with you.
Yeah. I had you ever hear of Static?
The producer?
Yeah.
Static Selecta?
Yeah. I like his stuff, but it's same type of concept, except he's pretty much it's his album with a bunch of features.
So that's another. I'm trying to think. Alchemist has done that before.
Where he's producing every track.
He's producing every track,
but he'll choose a different artist. But it's his album.
Yeah.
Joyner was with Static on that. He had a great fucking song on that one too. That's how I found. Yeah, that's how I actually found Static, was going through Joyner.
Static Select is a big one.
He's pretty talented. He brought back Dipset and Joel Santana. He had a track with them.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, not bad, not bad.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of big producers out now that are doing, but that's a thing that's more common now, I think, because I think it's easier for both of them.
Yeah.
Like if you're like kind of an underground hip hop artist, you know, you don't have money to pay like a big executive producer or something, and you're like, all right, let me just grab a producer to produce all the beats, and we'll split everything 50-50.
Right.
This way I don't have to go through getting all the tracks from different people.
Right.
And, you know.
Right. He could just be the artist.
Yeah, I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends on who's leading the album as far as like how it's gonna be done, because like I said, the way Alchemist does his albums is just so weird, because it's almost like, yo, we're going out and we're just killing it, but like it's not gonna be deep or conscious at all. It's just gonna be really good hip hop with really good beats.
Yeah.
And like that's it, and that's how every album is. Like you're not expecting to get like some emotional track on it. There's nothing like that on it.
Yeah, it's not
Like there'll be tracks that have like
meaning.
It's
not
but
saying
most
that.
of them almost write off like a freestyle. Like it's almost like.
Well, I noticed Action Bronson writes a lot like that. Like his flow it seems to be a very like.
He had so funny about. I don't know if we ever talked about Action Bronson before. So I found out Action Bronson through a friend. When I started, a guy I worked with, one of my good friends I worked with at Con Ed when I first started, he was a big Action Bronson fan. He got me into him. I'd never heard of him before. He was like, yo, you got to check this guy out. And this was right before he came out with his first album, his first actual album, not mixtape, because I think all he had was mixtapes before this. Was Mr. Wonderful was his first actual
Love that album.
Yeah.
Love that album.
So he gets me into him on the mixtapes. Yo, listen to this mixtape, listen to this mixtape. I'm like, oh, it's funny. And I remember the mixtapes that I got really into were the Blue Chips mixtapes.
Blue Chips, 1000. Yeah.
Well, no, that's the album.
Oh,
after.
the album.
He had two mixtapes way earlier.
That were called.
Yeah. So the what is it called? Blue Chips 3000 was
3000,
the album.
Mm-hmm.
So he had Blue Chips 1 and Blue Chips 2. Those were albums he did with I think the producer was called Party Supplies, but if you remember, the album covers were like him as a cartoon basketball player screaming at the ref or something. It was like something crazy. It was, you know, but those albums I thought were like amazing. Like I was listening to the tracks on those, and I was like, oh man, this guy's killing it. Like it was so good. Like I thought all his mixtape stuff was good. It was funny. It wasn't like serious stuff.
Not serious.
It was like freestyles, but it was funny. It was different. It was good. I liked his style.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Wonderful came out, and I'm like, I like the album, but I'm like, it's not like his mixtapes before that. I'm like, it's just so
commercialized.
And so when I started like really looking into it, he was pissed off about the album, and it was he had written this whole thing about how, hey, this is why it sucks to sign with a big label, because they control your whole friggin' album and you don't get to make any choices. And it turned out that like he had submitted so many tracks, and they just kept saying nope. And it was like, and a lot of the tracks that they wouldn't let go through were Alchemist tracks. Like it was like a lot, and
like
he
blackballed almost.
No, he was blackballed, but like I guess it just didn't have that sound that like was on the radio, and they were trying to like he signed. I'm pretty sure wasn't Interscope, Atlantic. He signed with Atlantic, which is like a major record label, and they have pull on the radio, so they were trying to get his stuff on the radio.
Yeah, they're
so like, oh, this isn't radio stuff. Like,
they knew what they wanted to produce, and he wasn't.
Wanted poppy stuff,
and he wasn't
like,
doing it.
He was pissed off about it, and it was just kind of like one of those things where I think it like soured him for it, but like.
Yeah.
You know, that was like the lesson I guess he learned. Everybody wants to be big on the radio, but then when you go through that process, like, yo, it's not you anymore. You take everything away from you.
Nothing makes you special. You're pretty much a voice box for them.
Yeah, but the funny part about it was that he had a record release party the night it came out at Terminal 5 in New York City.
Sick. That
me and my boy went to.
Oh, you went?
Wild, yeah.
Great.
So, and at this point, I had heard all these stories about his concerts. Yeah. You ever hear what he does at his concerts?
No.
He gives stuff away. He will spend thousands of dollars on. So, it's mainly electronic. So he goes. His big thing was he would go to Best Buy.
Okay.
buy laptops, flat screen TVs, video game like Xbox, whatever.
I've never heard of this.
And just throw them into the ground.
No
I
fucking
swear
way.
to God, bro.
Did you get hit with a
no,
TV?
I wish.
You imagine you just
I
enjoying
wish.
a show
But
and someone throws a 50-inch
wild,
in your
dude.
direction.
This guy was just launching like iPads and anything.
Oh,
Like
that's
he
sick.
would. They said he would drop like 10 grand
Sick.
at Best Buy and then just give it all to the ground.
Sick.
It was wild.
That's
It's
crazy.
wild seeing people grabbing a 70-inch flat screen and trying to.
And where you going? You gotta watch the rest of the show. Where you
Yeah.
going?
Yeah. You got to stand with that thing now.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's just your life now.
Wild, dude.
Oh my God. He was I kind of compared him when I first heard him. I kind of compared him to Ghostface. He had like a
Well,
Ghostface.
you never heard about that beef?
No,
Oh,
no,
dude.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I did. When I said that,
'Cause
this is when Mr. Wonderful came out, and actually
Yeah.
the kid who told me laughed. He was like, "Well, funny story."
Yeah.
I go, they sound alike.
Yeah.
The style.
Very, very,
Yeah,
very
it's
similar.
actually kind of fucking scary.
It is scary.
To a point where I'm pretty sure like Ghostface thought he put out a track and it was him, and he was like, "I don't remember putting this out," and he found out it
Oh,
was
I think
action.
was that something like
I think that
remember
actually
something
happened.
Like that. I think
He was
I
on.
think I
He was
remember
like, "Yo, when the fuck did I put that out?" And it was
Wasn't
like
it something like they played an Action Bronson track for Ghostface and he was like, "When did I record this?"
Yeah,
Or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
Something like that. It was
But,
wild shit.
No, but did you see when when Action Bronson actually flipped out? I don't even know I don't know if he was on ESPN or
Yeah.
something, but he was on like some major label, and they were like, well, everybody says you sound like Ghostface, and he like lost it,
Oh.
and he was like, "Yo." Like just
Fuck,
it's
yeah,
like I'm
obvious.
sick of hearing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Well,
I mean?
what do you want? Your
No,
voice sounds.
no, yeah. But I mean, it has to get annoying. People constantly saying that every interview. Oh, you sound like Ghostface. You sound like Ghostface.
Alchemist was his boy, right? That was like
Yeah.
how it started.
What do you mean? Like how he got into it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alchemist was the one pushing him to rap. He was like he didn't want to do it, and then he.
Oh, you mean were they friends before he started
I
hip
think
hop?
so. I think so.
I don't know about that.
I feel like that was a story.
So, do you know his whole backstory though?
I knew he was like a chef.
A chef, yeah.
I remember that, but I'm pretty
He
sure
was a chef who broke his leg and couldn't go to work.
that. See, and I'm that's what I think I heard. I heard it was
Yeah.
like something like that, and Alchemist
He couldn't
was
work.
pushing him to make music.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't know he knew Alchemist beforehand.
I might be wrong. I might be
don't know.
fucking wrong.
No,
it
no,
might
you
be
might be right. I don't
it
know.
might be a different.
I didn't hear that
It might
part.
be a. But like I always say that because like again I really got back. Like I heard him, I dismissed him because I'm not a Ghostface Killer fan. I don't.
Oh, yeah?
I don't. I actually really don't
Iron
like-
Man? No.
No.
You really?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Keep it. Keep it. It's
You should go back
talented.
and listen to it
It's
again.
talented. Yeah, sure. It's talented.
It might be time.
No, he's talented. You can't deny skills. I just, especially like where I was at that point in time, what I was listening to, it didn't sound like Ghostface. It just, I didn't like his voice
Okay.
as an instrument. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just never, like, like rappers have a sound, right? And if you
Yeah.
don't like like Jadakiss, he's
Yeah.
not big anywhere else but New York, really. Like his following in New York
Yeah,
is
I wouldn't
crushing
know,
it.
I mean.
But he goes out to L.A. and it's like he's like it's a fraction of
I
his
guess,
fame.
yeah.
So like when I heard him, I was like, I kind of brushed him off. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even like Ghostface. I'm more of a Method Man fan than anything else. And fuck, That's Delicious came out, and
That was awesome, right?
I started watching
Yeah.
that. And then I started listening to his fucking music because it played throughout the whole fucking show. And I was like, yo, honestly, like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Now I'm
He's
sold.
not bad,
Because,
yeah.
like, I bought the whole package. I was like, yo, this guy's dope. He's into food. He's smoking mad bud. I go, not a bad guy in my book.
I thought that show was awesome when it came out. I'm like, this is great. I'm like, he just goes around eating and I don't know. I thought the show was cool.
Show was, I'm pissed.
It wasn't
and stuff.
really a lot of cooking. It was mainly just like it was
Him.
almost like Anthony Bourdain type, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't
Following
like,
them, they're on
he
tour.
did some things where it showed you how to cook, but it wasn't like the main thing. The
No.
main thing was like he was like, oh, we're here and we're gonna check out this spot, and this spot.
And you know what? Not for nothing. He, when he did his New York tour, like I looked for those spots.
Peter Luger's?
There's-
Never been to
no,
Peter
no,
Luger's.
like no, the pizza shops, the pizza shops, brother. Actually, there's one in Jersey I still can't find. I have to go find this episode. It's actually Alchemist was on the episode, and fuck, That's Delicious.
He was on a lot of the episodes.
Right,
Yeah,
but I remember this because Alchemist flips out and got into a fight with the owner,
Oh, really?
Of the pizzeria.
In Jersey?
Yeah, I'm like 80% sure it's Jersey, and their claim to fame was this pizza place. Their claim to fame was how thin the pizza was. It was like the thinnest, and it looked so fucking good. It was like, and like they gave him like a bunch, and the pies were like air. And I gotta tell you, I think about this. It lives rent free in my fucking head. And the only thing I remember is Alchemist losing his shit, losing
But
it.
why? What was the context?
It was.
It was too thin.
No, it was.
What are we paying for?
It was such a real problem. Like you could tell he was having a real bad day, and he was just like, Alchemist took like 3 bites, of the pizza, and the owner saw this. First off, the owner's straight Italian, but like New Jersey Italian, not like off the boat Italian,
right.
Like
Right.
the chains, the bracelets, the whole nine. And he flips out. He goes, I made all this food. You haven't fucking 3 bites. You haven't eaten anything else. And Alchemist's like, hey man, we've been filming for 5 months.
This is our 4th restaurant today.
That's what he says. He goes, we've been filming for 5 fucking months. And this is no joke, our 3rd restaurant in the past 2 hours. He goes, look at the size of me. I said it.
He still doesn't do a show anymore, right?
Nah,
I was gonna say, fuck that. They don't make new episodes.
Honestly, they need.
He
they got to
bring all that weight.
They got to. He's in the gym. It's funny. I remember like watching something because like everything just ended with the show, and he was with an old school wrestler in the gym. It was like one of the last things I saw, and it was like right after the show ended. And he's like, I want abs, like Action Bronson. He's like huge. He's like, I want abs, I want it all. And then all of a sudden, like I didn't see him for like a year, and then he lost all that weight. I was like, oh, he fucking did it.
I think it was COVID. I think during COVID he
that probably checks out.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but Alchemist was like flipping out on this pizzeria guy, and they get into a fucking screaming match, and he's like, fuck you don't know what my fucking life's like. He goes, I'm eating fucking 17 meals a day. he goes I can't keep up with them. He was like it really like it was
I mean,
great.
they really, in all honesty though, I mean, he shouldn't be playing. I mean, I get, you know what the problem is?
Scheduling.
Right, it's you're paying the film crew, and it's like you can't
3 guys
like pay them for an hour. You're paying them for the day probably,
and you're trying to make everything interesting. You need the personalities. Yeah. You had between him, what was it, Mayhem, which I like. Mayhem was a good, and honestly not that bad of a rapper.
He's okay.
I gotta tell you, it kind of fucking sounded like him in a way. Its style was very similar. They were just talking shit.
Yeah.
They were just chopping it up. It was very relaxed. It was enjoyable, but I was laughing. One of my favorite shows. And if it wasn't for that show, I would never liked Action Bronson. I would never even give him the time of day.
Yeah, I got. You know what's fun? Like, you ever watch his music videos that he used to make? Like, they used to be like
I'm trying to remember.
Like, he used to like over the top production, like hysterical. Like, he used to make them really funny. Like, that's what I always. And I used to think, I'm like, he could do more. Like, he's got
branch
other.
out.
Yeah, and I think
at
one
the TV
point,
shows, man.
But at one point, he tried to make another TV show. I'm pretty sure
He did, and honestly, it was so wild.
Yeah.
Do you remember? They were all sitting down, but the problem was, honestly, if that was just a show, and they were chopping it up like they always do, but they would watch videos, and the videos would be the entire fucking image of them so they'd be like sitting down behind a green screen, so everything behind them was the video. It made you want to throw up. Like,
I don't remember.
You remember that? And
the show I'm talking about was like, it was like a cooking show. He tried to do an actual cooking show.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he actually tried to do a cooking show, but like, I think it only lasted like a season. He had all his stuff back. This is the other problem. All his stuff was linked to Viceland, which is like out of business now.
Yes. Yeah, that was the issue. Yeah, that was the issue.
And it was like produced very wildly. He had like people walking in and on off set. It was like out of control. Like he tried to make every episode was like a party type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's how he shot his other shows. Like that's what it felt like.
Fuck That Delicious was more like him just going to restaurants with a couple friends and hanging out and gonna go here, whatever. And, it was. But this, he tried to make it like a production, like, oh, we got this, and then he just, oh, we have a mariachi band coming in, and like it was like crazy stuff like that. And it's like, all right, dude, what are we doing here? Like, it's supposed to be a cooking show, and now like there's a guy doing a freestyle in the corner, and somebody's passing a cipher. I'm like, this has nothing to do with the cooking show anymore. Like it would get wild. Like every episode was like something different. Like we were getting really wild. But yeah, I think that only lasted a season. I remember it was like an all white kitchen, and like I don't know. It was.
Oh, see, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
I just remember he was like.
What it was called.
I remember them just. It was another show. They were just smoking weed at a table, watching videos, and it was like. Trippy,
I don't know that.
Trippy ass videos, and the whole thing was a green screen, and it fucked my head up. And I'm like, I'm high, but I'm not this high. You know what I mean? I didn't take mushrooms tonight. Like this is wild.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day that him and Alchemist do like another whole album together.
Maybe they're already working on it. Maybe they're already working.
Actually, Alchemist is working on an album with, believe it or not, Mos Def.
Oh yeah. Oh,
supposedly he's been working.
My favorite Wu-Tang
member. That guy Wu-Tang man, a Wu-Tang kid. Who doesn't go by Mos Def anymore? He goes by Yasin Bey. Is his name now? Yeah.
Fucking A. You know, fucking A.
So apparently they've been working on a project for a while. So we'll see when that comes out, if it ever comes out. I don't know.
Fucking A. Not even Mos Def. Where's this world coming to? Where's this world coming to? I love Mos Def. I love him. Listen, he was my favorite in 36 Chambers. My favorite guy.
All his verses in 36 Chambers.
Oh my god, it's flooded. Nah, Miss Fat Booty, Mos Def. That was one of my favorite songs growing up.
The only guy I really couldn't stand I couldn't stand Common. I don't know why, but I couldn't.
You didn't like Common. No. You didn't like him talking to that poor deaf girl outside that window with the cards. You didn't see that?
Is that a Common music video?
That was the Common music video. There was like one more. I was
just like, this is whack. I guess because I was probably like into gangster rap, and I'm like, what is this?
Soft.
Super soft.
You don't remember that? The girl's deaf, and he's like.
But that's probably why I never listened to the Roots either, and then I felt stupid later on for never listening to the Roots. But
I wasn't really a big Roots fan neither. Yeah. I didn't get it.
Well, that was the joke. Was I didn't know who Black Thought was. So when I saw the Black Thought and Danger Mouse album, I just thought it was like some regular. Like I didn't know. No. It wasn't until I started looking into the album and I'm like, oh, Black Thought was the dude in the Roots. And my friend was like, you didn't know that? I'm like, I never listened to the Roots. Yeah, I wasn't a Roots fan.
It wasn't in my.
Yeah. It's like, how could you not know that Black Thought wasn't the guy from the Roots? But I guess you didn't know most stuff wasn't in Wu-Tang. So
Son of a bitch. You know what it is? And it's not even going to save me. It's just, they kind of look the same.
Mos Def and RZA? Maybe.
No, it's a stretch. It's such a stretch.
I thought you were serious. I'm like,
I was though.
I'll try to save you here. Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know what.
They got the same eyebrows. No.
Nah, man, I don't know. It's something. It's the beard.
No, I don't know.
It's terrible. That's all I kept thinking. I'm like, fucking.
Riz is a character though. You know, he designed the bar at the Alamo Draft House over here.
Oh, he designed that?
Yeah.
I knew they were involved. I didn't know what involvement they had.
He designed the bar because he's a big...
they got all the fucking shit, the ninja shit, the samurai stuff and everything. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
When it opened up, they were... I'm not sure what movie it was. I don't know if it was an old Kung Fu movie or what movie it was, but they were playing some old movie, and the whole thing was RZA was going to come there and do like a commentary or a Q&A or something. So if you bought tickets, you would get to see RZA.
That's kind of cool.
And ask him a question or hear him whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So my friend Zach, who's been on the podcast a bunch of times, he calls me up and tells me, he goes, dude, buy tickets right now. We're gonna go see RZA at Alamo Draft House, whatever. And I'm like, I forget what it was something where like it was like a last minute thing and like I couldn't do it or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I want to. I got this going on. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm not like, because him and his friend went. So, this was like a couple days later where I was talking to him. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, dude, what happened with the whole like you went and seen RZA? And he goes, oh yeah, RZA never showed.
Bang! Don't believe the hype.
I'm like,
Don't believe the hype.
I'm like, how do you get away with that, dude? Like, it's so crazy. Dude, they sold tickets
Just for that.
I mean, and not get. I mean, you should have been able to get your money back after that.
Nah,
but-
you pay for what
Probably
you got.
could, yeah.
You pay for what you got. They didn't overcharge. It was a movie. You got it. You got to watch the movie. That's what you got. That's wild.
guess,
It was
but
a
it's
bonus. You can't get mad for the free gift that didn't come.
Listen,
Sold tickets,
you
didn't
might
it?
have never even knew that was going on.
He definitely didn't. That
you want to
was
sell some tickets?
that was some guy, some general manager going, I'm
Listen,
throwing
listen,
it on.
It's our first week. We gotta make sure we sell.
This
some
is coming.
tickets.
You tell your friends.
They'll
That's
be
wild.
they'll be at the bar all night.
Yeah, waiting, idiots. That place is pretty cool. I like that
I
spot.
still never went there.
It's
because of
it's
the-
you can hang out there.
Yeah,
They got a bunch of like a couple arcade games that are free, and then you can play like, and they got like a little outdoor patio area
yeah.
where you got like ping pong, some other shit. It's pretty cool. And they got all like the old school 36 chambers and Japanese shit they used to watch.
When I heard they were going after
Yeah.
DJs at bars for not having that special
That-
license to play all that, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Where though? You know, where were they doing that? Was it really at a bar? Was it a bar in Manhattan?
It was
Or is it
over here, Z2. I don't know, over here in Timeville. That's where
Oh,
we used to hang
yeah,
out.
was it Z2?
Yeah, because Z2 would do every Friday night. It'd be like a club. You would go into the back, and they had that whole side off area as like a club, and they got hit
Yeah.
a huge fine for not having the special license for their DJs to
man,
play
that's
songs.
wild.
And I'm
I
like,
never heard
yeah,
that.
and I'm like,
That's wild.
dude, you need a special license for a DJ to play song. I'm like, this
Man,
is
that-
crazy,
That's
man.
nitpicking. That's nitpicking. I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, I'm like, but the fact that even exists, I'll tell you an even further story. How about this?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I didn't tell you this already because I cannot remember what I told you because we've talked so much. But there was a bar that I went to. Did I tell you? Did I tell you the whole story about the live music thing going on at bars?
No.
Okay, so do you know the whole license for bars to play live music?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're a bar, let's say you open a bar and you want to have live music play,
Yeah.
this is New York City. I don't know about any other, but I
Okay.
know in New York City it's
Yeah.
called a cabaret license.
Okay. I've heard of that.
If you don't buy a cabaret license,
Yeah.
the most you could have is 2 live performers
Okay.
at a time,
Yeah.
and nobody's allowed to dance. Those are the rules
Motherfucker.
that I understand them from what I've been explained by
That's such
bar
a wild.
owners.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wild.
Now, how do you enforce those rules? Well, the amount of people is easy to enforce. You go in and a whole band is playing. You can obviously bang them over the head.
Right.
But people dancing, I mean, that's
Unless-
a hard one to enforce,
Yeah,
right?
unless-
Like, how do
unless-
you...
You pack them out so they can't dance. I
How
don't
do you
know.
stop somebody? Hey, stop!
Having a good
I
fucking
see
time?
You moving those hips.
You having a good fucking time? Fuck.
You
Take that shit
can't
outside.
You can't shake your ass
I
like
don't
that.
shit.
Stop that.
Wild. Wild. I don't know.
Well, no, because the only reason I know about any of this at all is because I was at a bar in Williamsburg back when I was like 21, 22 maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the bar now, but it was a chain. I'm gonna say a chain, but there was 3 of them. There was
Okay.
one in Williamsburg, there was one in Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, and then there was one in New Orleans. And it was a New Orleans style bar. It was supposed to be. So like you went into the one in New York City, they had the Saints Lefort things everywhere.
Yeah,
It was like, so the big thing with New Orleans is jazz.
Yeah.
So they would have. So when I went into the one in Williamsburg, they had a whole jazz band come in,
Sick.
and this was like in the middle of the day. It was like 8 of them playing all different. It was great. They were playing live music. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
But we were like bar hopping. So
Yeah.
when we left, whatever. Now this might have been like 6 months, a year later, whatever
Tried
it
to go
was.
back?
No, I went to the one in Manhattan. Right.
Okay.
So the one in Manhattan, I think the name of the bar was called DBA.
Okay.
So I go to the one in Manhattan. There was nobody playing live, and this was on St. Patty's Day.
Oh.
So I was.
DBA.
So
Where
I was.
have I fucking seen that.
I was there on St. Patty's Day, and they had no live music at all.
Oh,
And I was like, and I just asked the bartender, I was like, oh, do you guys do live music here or whatever? And they were like, oh, no, we don't have the cabaret license. And I was like, because I was at the one in, the DBA in Williamsburg, and they had like a whole band. I was like, they got the cabaret license, and she like kind of looked at me, and she was like, I'm not really the person to be talking to about this. And I'm like, all right. And she was like, oh, the owner's here if you want to ask him. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't care that much. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I was just curious why you didn't have like live music here.
Yeah.
The other one had live music, whatever. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. So then, like, whatever, next beer I get, she was like, I was talking to the owner about what you said. She was like, he wants to talk to you. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, I didn't want to like bother him. I was just asking a question, whatever. And she was like, well, he's down the bar over there. He like, if you want to go talk to him, he wants to talk to you, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. So like, I walk down. It's like this old guy, like white hair, maybe late 60s, early 70s, like old guy.
Okay.
So I go up, I'm like, hey, and like the bartender's like, hey, this was the guy asking about
the music
or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, hi, how are you? You were at my place in Williamsburg, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I was just asking. I was like, and he was like, to be honest, he was like, there's these rules with the cabaret license you're supposed to have. If you don't have the license, you can't really have live music, or you can have like one person play, but you can't have like a whole band and blah blah blah.
Kind of like stating his whole case to you.
He was actually breaking it down for me, which was helpful, and he was explaining to me. He was like, yeah, he's like, Williamsburg, he's like, I don't know if you noticed while you're out there, it's kind of like the Wild West. He's like, they can kind of do whatever they like. Nobody really bothers anybody over there. He's like, I can get away with whatever I want in those bars. Like, nobody really cares. He goes, in Manhattan, he was like, if I get a band in here in 10 minutes, there's gonna be somebody in here trying to write me a fine. He's like, I can't even do it. Won't work. And I was like, all right, wow, that's interesting. I was like, I didn't think of that. I was like, you guys have one in New Orleans too. He was like, yeah, one in New Orleans, blah blah blah. But the other funny part about this whole interaction I have with the guy is this guy is sitting next to this other younger guy who's probably in his 30s.
Okay.
Who's jacked out of his mind. This guy's huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So and now as soon as I start, like I introduce myself to the guy, we shake hands, I start talking to him. This guy like turns like to look at me, and
sizing you up?
No. He grabs me. He goes, get out of here. It's like, I don't care what you want. Get out of here. And I'm like, and the guy, now the owner is like, he's like, no, don't worry, I'm talking to him, don't worry about it, like, blah, 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 like trying to push him off. So the guy like turns away,
he
whatever.
backs off.
So now like I'm still talking. So now I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird, a weird interaction, but like whatever. So now I'm talking to the guy now again, and he was like, dude, he goes, I told you to get out of here. He's like, he goes, dude, go to the other side of the bar. He's like, whatever. He's like, just get away from him. And I'm like. And the guy again, he's like, dude, he's like, calm down, I'm just talking to this guy. He's like, no, but he's like, relax. He goes, don't pay any attention to this guy. And I'm like, dude, I know you told me not to pay attention to this guy.
Pissed.
Yeah, I'm like,
he's pissed.
I don't know the dynamics. So now I'm thinking this is like his bodyguard, and this guy's kind of getting old, and they're trying to protect him. I don't know. I don't know what the dynamic is.
Wild.
Very weird. And the guy like did it like 3 times.
And at that point,
I don't know. It was weird. I think he actually stopped at one point, and it was funny because the guy was like, oh, what are you drinking? And I was like, oh, I was just having a beer or whatever. And he was like, oh, it's like, do you drink whiskey? I'm like, yeah, like once in a while, whatever. And he goes, all right. He goes, well, what whiskey do you drink? And I'm like, listen, man, it's your bar, whatever you want. I'm like, I don't care. If like you want to drink something, like I don't care. He goes, all right, and he tells her, he goes, oh, get my bottle from the back, blah, 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 and he pours, like, some crazy
bottle from
and I didn't even, I didn't know what it was or whatever, and he's telling me, he's like, you're never going to drink this for the rest of your life, like, you'll never see this again, like, whatever. Like, I'm like, all right, cool, pours me a shot, he's like, cheers. He goes, it was great having a conversation with you. I'm like, wow, this is like an awesome dude, whatever. We take a shot together. Yeah. I say goodbye and like, whatever. And I was talking to the bartender afterwards, and she was like, you just took like $1,000 shot or something. She was like, that's like his private thing in the back.
Yeah.
Like, what that guy.
Did you say to the bartender, who was that psychopath next to him?
No,
Fucking-
I don't know if I asked about. I don't know. The whole thing was like weird. It kept feeling like I was gonna get beat up, and like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
owner. It was like a weird dynamic.
I
like,
told you, get
I'm
the
like, and
fuck outta
I
here.
even told the guy, I'm like, listen, I'll go back to the other stuff. I'm like, okay, and he's like, he wouldn't let me leave. The guy was like, no. He's like, don't worry about this guy. He's like, don't listen to him. He's whatever. Like,
He's whatever.
Well, whatever
It's so,
he said.
No, I know, but it's so vague in a
yeah,
sense.
like they weren't
Oh.
giving me any. I'm like, he's trying to protect you. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm like, this is
going
very odd. I'm like, I don't want to start any trouble. I just asked a
I
simple
didn't
question.
even want to come down.
No,
there.
yeah, like
I didn't even want to fucking.
The whole thing was weird. The guy was super nice though, and the
shit.
funny part about that was like 2 or 3 years later, all 3 of them closed down. And I was wondering, I don't know if it was because that guy died, because maybe he was getting old, and that's why they were trying to protect. I don't know what was going on there, but I remember like it was in the paper because they had been there forever. Like they'd been there for so many years.
Staple.
And yeah, they had all closed down, and like that was it. And I'm like, wow, like that sucks.
But
That's how I found out about the cabaret.
The
license.
cabaret.
Like I was saying, he was explaining to me the whole deal where you can't just have a bar. Like that's why I'm saying, well, like playing a movie like that. Like there's got to be some guidelines.
There has to be something.
You never told me if you like this one. No?
Not a fan.
Really?
Not a
Wow, not a Denzel Curry fan.
Not a Denzel Curry.
That's why
fan.
you weren't talking about it.
That's
All
why.
right,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Not a fan. I just not me, man.
Because you sent me that Black Balloons track saying you were digging it.
I was digging it, and then I couldn't stay.
Okay.
Like it didn't grab me like that one.
Okay.
It didn't grab. It was like I get it, I like it. I'm not in love with it,
Yeah.
and once I don't. I'm a big believer in voice being an instrument.
Mhm.
If I don't like your voice, it's hard for me
Yeah,
to keep.
no, I agree.
So like I
agree.
just
agree. Didn't like his voice.
didn't
Okay.
like his voice. There just wasn't what, and like honestly, after that point, I can't really listen to it.
Yeah,
It gets in the way. It really does.
I
Lyrically,
hear
I
ya.
can't listen to the. I'm like, fucking, sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Granted, I can't make a song.
Okay.
You know,
No,
let's,
no, no, I
let's
know,
put
I
it.
know.
Let's put it all for that. But like, and I say sounds like shit to be funny, but like realistically,
yeah.
it's not my music.
Okay.
It's not my music. But yeah, I'm sold on Jid. That's great.
So you're sold. Oh, at least
I'm
I
sold
you
on- now
Jid.
that-
At least I got you on one of them. I
He's-
listen. I have a
he's-
long list of guys I'm going to try to sell you on.
Yeah,
so we can do this forever.
Sounds great. Honestly, I think the next one should be the MF Doom. I want to do one of those.
Well, we don't. I mean, you could listen to it without us actually.
no,
having
yeah,
to.
yeah, but no, it's part of.
You're
it's,
allowed to listen to whatever you want to listen to.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
No.
doesn't. You don't need permission through the
No,
episode.
but I will.
so-
Yeah. Cheryl said maybe next
Yes.
month.
No,
I have to wait.
I think next year I'll let you listen to the MF Doom album.
You're not quite there yet. You're not quite there yet. Oh man, I actually have a couple of different artists I want to go through, but yeah, this is awesome. The concept is awesome. I dig it. Well, I definitely think we should discuss next time best Eminem features as a
Best Eminem features.
is a big one.
I mean, we could discuss what. I mean, I would just have to look into it. I can't remember a lot.
Yeah,
of the
yeah, no, I
features.
want you to have,
Like, I know, like obviously.
There's definitely a couple ones that like you haven't heard in a while that like you'll play and be like, oh yeah, oh yeah. There's so many. It was like
I think those are the 3 biggest, though. I think the 3 biggest were Forgot About Dre,
yeah,
Renegade,
yeah.
and what's the name of the Notorious B.I.G. one?
Oh, fucking Dead Wrong.
Dead Wrong, right. I
Dead
think
Wrong.
those are the 3 biggest, in my opinion, probably.
Biggest, like again, what's the scale?
I mean, biggest as far as everybody listened to them, and I mean,
Huh?
what? You don't think people listen to Dead Wrong?
No, I'm just saying if that's gonna be the measurement,
No, it's not the. I mean,
you have to. Is it? I would say lyrically, right?
I
What are
think
you
lyrically
most?
though? That was his prime anyway. Which one of those were bad verses?
No, they weren't bad.
That's my point.
No, they
Like,
weren't bad. That's what makes
because
this,
he's done bad features.
this a couple, but like that's this is it, right? Like he's had so many good ones that it's like how do you compare? Like some would argue Patiently Waiting on 50 Cent, and that's newer.
That's probably.
And it was
That's not.
it was
newer. What year did that come out?
newer compared to Dead Wrong.
2004.
Yeah, but you're talking two obvious different points in his career and the way he rhymed.
Well, Dead Wrong had to come out
like in that Marshall Mathers or Slim Shady.
Whatever
era.
that last album was,
Right.
because he didn't work with Biggie on that.
No, yeah, that was when he was coming out. That was a
Right.
P Diddy track.
Right.
He gave him that track to do, but
Yeah.
like with Dre, but like so you're talking someone in that early beginning of the career, and the 50 Cent album was after the Eminem show, so that's later in his career and very different rapping styles. That's what I'm saying. Like, but like for it to be so different, but lyrically still be part, like what I mean. Depends on what we're measuring in terms of like.
Is Eminem your favorite rapper? Is he your?
I think as a kid growing up, yeah. Like who else did
Well,
it?
I'm just saying. No, I
Yeah.
mean not as a kid, like nostalgic. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Eminem at one point in my life. Eminem
Oh, you mean
was
like
God. I mean, like you're talking about Eminem, like he's still your favorite, like all time hip hop artist.
I think I'm more impressed than anything. I think I'm impressed with his work, and I think when I hit these nostalgic things, I go, "Holy shit!" Like, is anyone better than him at that point? Like hearing that verse at that moment, like how the fuck did you come up with that type of wordplay? And then
yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's hard to like compare it to newer artists because clearly they heard him too. So like is there something to be said for like not being influenced by it and then recreate, like, you know what I mean? You got this guy over here, right? And he's clearly influenced by him. You know what I mean? Which is awesome. But
well,
like,
I think a lot of people after everybody. I mean, that's kind of how the game works, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're influenced by the greats that have come before you, right? Like everybody gets influenced by people differently,
right?
But,
But does that give you more of a higher rating because you were the first one to do it that way? You know what I mean? Is that why it's so impressive? Because no one ever
being
did
a
it?
pioneer.
Yeah, right. That's exactly
I mean, yeah, being a pioneer in something, obviously you get points for that.
right. So
right?
like, because
But-
it's impressive for the time. So like, how
Of
do you?
course.
So like, it's the same discussion on who's the greatest basketball player of all time, and you try to tell.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
Well, not even that. Well, just or Larry Bird, but like, different era. How you can't put them together.
Yeah.
You can't. They're different. They're just different. It's almost you just can't do it. And it's almost annoying because like you want.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why like I ask a lot of people like, "Oh, who's your favorite band of all time?" I'm like, "Well, you got to give me an era. I mean, like you can't compare 1960s and 70s rock to the rock that's going on in the 90s and 2000. I mean, it's completely different.
Exactly.
I
the
mean, like
same.
you have to give me an era. You have to give me a time period. Like
So-
you can't just say overall throughout time. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that, and I think
Yeah.
that's what I go through with the Eminem deal. It's like between it being the whole package, I'm nostalgic because I grew up to it.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
it. Always has a spot. I always listen.
I'm just, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Like I only reason I ask this is because I was such as a like when Slim Shady LP came out, Marshmallow's LP came out, and the Eminem show came out. I was the most
Hard.
hardcore diehard fan ever,
Yeah.
and his work just got so worse over time that
Yeah.
like I had to accept what it was. Like I had to come to this like, listen, those albums were great. What he was doing was great.
Yeah.
But like if you can't keep it going,
Yeah.
like you're not the greatest.
Ooh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. All right. No. Fair enough.
So that's
Yeah.
just it's
Yeah.
I appreciate the great stuff he did then, and because there's people who like, so I'll talk to people like they hang on to that and try to tell me like every single Eminem album comes out is amazing. And I'm like, dude, those are they're not even comparable.
No, they're not comparable.
They're not
Agreed.
comparable.
Agreed.
But you ride that nostalgia to the point where like he's good forever, and that's not specific to Eminem. It's not specific to hip hop. There are people who do that with rock bands.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean?
No,
Like,
right. Yeah.
there are people who've I've talked to about a rock band from the '90s that are still making music now, but they're terrible now. And like, no, I love every album, and it's like, dude, you can't just say like I
Just
get
because
it. Like,
of
you
their
have
merit.
to accept what it is,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and as an adult, at least, because as a child, it's very much harder to comprehend all genres of music. Of course, all
In that,
artists. So it's harder for you to see the difference between good music and bad music, and you're only exposed to so much, right? So your
Especially
your
at that time
view,
frame.
especially at that time frame.
Yeah.
So your view is very focused in on certain things. But like when you get to this age at this time period where you're exposed to everything, you have to like take a step back and be like, listen, what they did there was amazing. but they didn't keep it going, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the way I look at it is art is supposed to be an expression. Once you've expressed that, what else do you have?
Well, right. And that no, I'm saying, like, I agree with that point. That's a strong point, and that and to go deeper into it, like, you talk about being the greatest. I think maybe the statement, like, to be the greatest doesn't mean to be fluid through the whole transition, but the fact that you could reamp your career and reinvent yourself in a different way and promote yourself to another generation, like, I think he's done that. I don't agree that every fucking album after that, the first three, obviously, right, and even that third one, meh, you know what I mean? But, like, he went downhill, but then he reamped it. And that, for him to come back, and then to be as lyrical as he is, and then for him to still produce music, and it, like, I know you're not into his newer stuff. We were talking about that. I think it sounds like, from an outside point of view, once he started to, like, go down that rabbit hole of, like, the shittier music, you just completely wrote him off.
Listen, I still try to listen. Every album that he comes out, I'll try to listen to it. I just don't see any of that spark. I don't see any of that creativity.
So like,
I'm not saying the talent's not there. There's a difference.
Okay.
Like, you could have a talent to be a great lyricist. That's great. But if you're not, like, if you don't have that, like, flame in you, and there's not that.
You don't feel it?
You're not.
You don't feel it? I'm just genuinely asking.
I
like,
genuinely don't think there's anything left. I think he told his story, and the story's over, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm impressed. I think I'm infatuated now with the way he wordsmiths, like the way he says it, wordsmithing, the way he's able to put lyrics together. I think I enjoy that aspect of it.
Right. You enjoy his style because he
do.
has a unique style.
I enjoy, and I like his new flows.
Yeah.
I like his beat selection again. And I like the fact that he's doing features. I like that fuel off of the newer Slim Shady.
Yeah.
That shit is dope.
It's
man.
okay. It's good.
See,
it's all right.
Wow,
I'm
I'm surprised.
like, discombobulated. All right, that was a okay song. Like, I mean,
I'm surprised.
Rap God. Was,
I didn't like
Berserk.
Rap God. I didn't like Berserk. I didn't like Berserk. I didn't
Okay.
like Rap God.
You didn't like Rap God?
I didn't like Rap God.
Okay.
I thought Rap God was trash.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I think he has some points where it's like, oh, like I could. Again, I'm biased, definitely. You know, but like my judge of like what counts you as the greatest, I'm looking at more from a skill level of lyrics than a producer of a commercial hit, or even, like, you know what I mean? I'm impressed. Maybe I'm just easily impressed. You know what I mean? So
no, I'm not. It's not. I mean,
it's point of view. It's perception. 100%.
it could be. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be that I'm just exposed to way more than you. It could be a lot of different things. I don't know. I listen to a lot of different hip hop all day, in and out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm exposed to a lot. So
Yeah.
like, it's different. Like, that's from my point of view. I don't think anybody can really beat Kendrick, in my opinion, as far as his track record. Every album he's done has been amazing. He's hitting every type of genre through hip hop. Like, that's the way I look at it.
Right. See, so that's your measurement, which is a completely different scale than why I focus on Eminem and what I take from him. Again, like it comes down to, like, all right, I'm not a fan of Eminem beats. I'm not a fan of, like, when he produces
Well,
songs.
I mean,
And
when Dr. Dre was producing his
No,
beats, they were good.
that's
right?
different. But when
Yeah.
Eminem's producing, it's very you could tell it's him.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of when he tries to fucking sing. You know what I'm saying? But, like, so which in turn goes more to your argument of Kendrick being a better overall greatest of all time song, because he like, the way he does a song is great. Eminem can never do that. He couldn't do that, break a song the way he does. And,
Well, he did. But the problem is, and this is where it gets tricky, right? How is Kendrick Lamar able to keep going, right? Like, the idea is, you have this expression, you're able to express it, and it begs to answer these questions of, is he that great of an artist where he can keep these albums coming out that sound so good and have so much great content, where people like Eminem, that he's not, like, as a rapper, as a lyricist, yes, he can do this, he can do that, he can kill it, he's got the wordplay,
Right.
he knows how to do that stuff. But that, when you listen to Marshall Mathers LP, there's nothing like that album on the face of the earth.
Right.
And there may never be.
Right.
what he expressed through that album, if you were to sit and listen to that album from front to back, what he expressed and what came out on paper and through the music and through the stories he told, you will never, I don't think you can ever find anything that even comes remotely close to that in hip-hop music. Maybe if you want to compare it to another genre, maybe.
Okay.
But in hip-hop music,
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to find anything like that, at least for a very long time. I mean, it was so unique and so special. And you kind of saw that leading up with Slim Shady LP, even though Slim Shady LP was very silly.
Silly.
He also had some very serious tracks, and he talked about some very dark stuff that was going on and very personal stuff that was going on. And then when he decided to do Marshall Mathers, remember, Marshall Mathers is his real name. He went super personal. This is my album. This is my name.
My story.
My story.
My origin.
And I don't think you're ever going to see anything that touches that. And I think, the art in that was just so amazing. But, once you've done that and you've got your story out, it's hard for him to keep going.
Because what's the next event that happened to you?
Yeah,
to
I mean,
express?
listen, just by listening to that album, some horrible stuff has happened in his life, and they say that's the measurement of how good you can be an artist, is how much trauma you've been through and how much stuff you've been through, and you have to express that, you have to get that out in a way, and he used that to get it out in a way, and it's in that way that he did it was amazing, and that's why it's when you speak to on Kendrick's behalf, it almost seems like obviously he can't have anything be going wrong in his life at a point where he's at this amount of fame and fortune and money and all that stuff, but he still seems to be able to reach in and grab these really deep and emotional feelings and put them on paper and through music to a point where it really still sounds completely genuine on every album he puts out, and he's able to do it in a super artistic way. You have to remember, Eminem is kind of like a one style cat, where you could listen to a Kendrick album and go through 4 or 5 different styles of hip hop. He'll do a conscious hip hop song, a trap song, an abstract song, all these different, an R&B song, all these different genres, a jazz song. He'll go through all these different genres
and does it well.
Because he's good at his game, and he's got something to say. He's got this emotion to express. It's something hard to replicate. I just track record alone, I don't know another artist who's put out the same amount of albums he has at that level, that successfully, with that amount of talent. And I'm not taking anything away from Eminem. I mean, Eminem was, like I said, I was diehard Eminem for all those years.
You made a lot of valid points. You made a lot. And I agree with your statement and how you worded everything. It makes it. I agree. There's no. That's.
And I'm still not even putting Kendrick Lamar as the greatest hip hop album of all time. Any of his albums, I still think 36 Chambers is the greatest hip hop album of all time, hands down.
What about DMX?
DMX. Come
on, the first 2 albums,
amazing. Good, but
amazing energy, not
amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
Energy, sure.
Energy mixed with describing a certain temperament of that time. He didn't even need the serious lyrics to get his point across, which is kind of, it's like the same thing as I associate it with cursing, and you could say the word fuck, but that can mean so many different things, right? It's simplicity at its finest, being able to express yourself with one word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just by the way you say it. It's the same thing for DMX.
Yeah.
I that's how I associate. He got his point across, his emotion across. You listen to that. Those lyrics are so basic.
Yeah.
It's basic. He had a couple of one-hitters like the Kryptonite, slap you with my dick in the mic. There's a couple of little things here and there, but nothing that's gonna put him at a lyrically superior. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z always said, right? He's he's not beating me in lyrics, but showmanship, it's amazing. And the fact that he's able to
he was what do you call it? He knew how to put on a show,
right?
You know what I mean?
But that goes in creativity, and it goes into what you touch base on, expressing yourself in a way where it can impact.
Yeah.
No one did it better than him, and at such a simplicity. like, because he didn't need the lyrics to back it. It was him. I was just always impressed by it. Did you ever hear what Jay-Z talks about with the Hard Knock Life tour? About they're in a barbershop, and so Hard Knock Life tour.
DMX was on it.
Yeah. This was it. First off, you're gonna fucking.
This was Party Up when it...
No, this was
Pre-Party Up?
this is prior to Party Up.
Oh yeah, had Hard Knocks.
Documentary. I know you love it.
Yeah.
It was my first documentary actually.
Okay.
It was called Backstage, and it was a VHS tape.
Wow, you were watching documentaries on VHS.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
And it was DMX. It was the first headline hip hop all black concert world tour. 50 shows.
Okay.
No one has ever done that before in hip hop, and they tried and they kept failing. So, Jay-Z, DMX, headlining.
Failing? Why? I don't understand.
Because at the time they just weren't making the money. Like it wasn't. They weren't
financially they couldn't.
They couldn't support themselves, and people weren't coming to the shows. It was. This was like a big turning point for rap culture in general.
So you're talking late '90s. Yeah. Okay.
So so it's him, and Method Man and Redman came out with their
Blackout.
Yes. Yeah. So this was all them, and he was like, so he's talking about the tour. I watched the tour. I thought it was Ja Rule was on it when Ja Rule first came out. It was sick. It was a great tour, right? And so anyway, they go through it, and so they got it's a podcast or it's a TV show. They're in the barber chair, and they got Jay-Z talking about the Blackout tour, talking about DMX. And he was like,
"Yeah, but no, you said the Hard Knocks tour. Is it the Hard Knocks tour or Blackout?"
Blackout was the album of Method Man and Redman.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Black album. Okay.
No, you're thinking Black album. No.
Okay.
Hard. So
this is the Hard Knocks Blackout tour.
Yeah, okay, Blackout with DMX and When Hell's Hot. Like this is when all that shit was coming, right? Hot, yeah. So he goes, man, that first night, he goes, I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I'm pumped, right? Redman and Method Man kill it. He goes, now I'm waiting for DMX, and he goes, man, I would have never chose to go last. I would have never chose to go last if I knew what this motherfucker was gonna do. He goes, he come out, and the energy.
He used to do some crazy stuff.
The energy was sick. He'd be lights
dog,
out, right? Lights out. He'd be fucking amping, running back and forth. What? Right? Going crazy. Everyone's amped up. You think it's over? It's not. Midway through the show, takes off his shirt. Now the ladies are going fucking crazy. Everyone's screaming. He's sweating. He's got the dog chain on. He goes, you think it's over? No. Fucking follows it up with a prayer. Now they're crying.
Oh,
they're crying. He goes, I'm backstage going. He goes, he had him amped up, took off his shirt to appease the ladies, crushed it, and then went into a prayer, and they're crying. And then, now welcome Jay-Z. It's a hard knock life. He goes,
I was gonna say that's his third album, right? So he only has 3 albums to play at this point.
Not even that. He goes.
Well, I mean, like
he goes. I didn't know what to do showmanship wise. He goes. I've never done. Talking about the music, I've never done more acapellas in my life. He goes, because it was the only thing I had against this motherfucker with his showmanship. He was like, I had no choice. I would tell him, like, yo, he goes, after that show, he was like, yo, every show, cut the fucking music. I'll do an acapella. I'll freestyle anything just to get his. And even Method Man was talking about it. He goes, yo, DMX, he was like, wild. Best showmanship. He goes, I'm not going to lie. After the 10th show, you're like, yo, hurry the fuck up. Hurry the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with this prayer bullshit. But he was like, yeah, JC said it was like one of the hardest things to follow. He goes, what am I going to do? He goes, when he said, he goes, and now they're crying. Yeah. And he goes, I'm just sitting there backstage like, I got to follow this? What am I going to do? This shit had me rolling.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the reason I'm trying to set the stage for your story is because people will be like, what do you mean? He's got the blueprint, he's got the Black Album. Like, no, this is pre-blueprint, pre-Black Album. This is pre-Big Pimpin'. He can't even play Big Pimpin'. This is before Big Pimpin'.
But he was never a number one selling artist.
Who?
Jay-Z.
What do you mean number one selling artist?
He was never. There's something on this. This is not just my crazy mind going off into my memory. Every year he came out, somebody always overshadowed Jay-Z. Like
another hip hop artist?
Yeah, through his whole.
Maybe if you're talking about like a hit single.
I'm talking like album release to album release on the charts.
His first great album, great album, was Blueprint.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
You think it was Blueprint?
That had commercial success?
Oh, commercial success?
Well, I mean, he had commercial success with Hard Knocks Life, but those were like one. It depends on how you look at it.
Right. No, yeah, it does.
It depends on how you look at it.
It does.
But I think as far as album sales, like multiple tracks topping the charts, like dominating the billboards, I think the Blueprint was the first album to do that.
Okay.
That's not his best album. His best album was Reasonable Doubt. It'll always be his best album.
Okay, that's why I was wondering what the statement was.
My favorite and his best album will always be Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
But as far as making money,
yeah,
which is what he's always said he's out to do.
Yeah,
he's not an artist. He's a businessman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think his first album that really dominated the charts and made him the most money was The Blueprint.
Okay,
right?
that's
fair. The Blueprint was right after Volume 3.
Yeah,
no. There
Dynasty,
was the Dynasty,
which
I actually owned.
Which is one of my favorite albums from him. I love that fucking Dynasty album.
What was the main track that caught all that airplay on it?
It's track number 3.
I just wanna love
you. I just wanna love you, baby. I'm a hustler, baby. Yeah, that shit was fire. That shit was great.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Fuck them.
But I mean, like, it's a radio song. That's not like.
It was radio. It was
just
radio.
like Party Up. I mean, dude, listen. DMX had some really great albums, really great. But Party Up has got to be one of his worst songs. I mean, like, come on.
I would argue that.
It was good for black parties and.
I would argue that yeah.
Up in here.
Hey, eighth grade was bumping.
I'm gonna give it to you, buddy, and it's gonna be quick.
Come on, man. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. For money, to make money, it was great. He made a ton of money off that song. He probably made millions and millions of dollars off that song. But it's not a great hip hop song, and it's never gonna be one of the.
It reminds me of that. I just heard a story recently about Swiss Beats and DMX on the Rough Riders anthem. And he didn't want.
That was great.
He didn't want to do it.
Who didn't want?
DMX.
DMX didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do it. Swiss Beats.
So that was pre. It's Dark and Hell is Hot, right? That was off the first.
Yeah,
album.
it was it, and he didn't. He was like, nah, and he'd like, I forget what the situation was.
What do you mean he didn't want to do it? Is he not writing the song? Like, what do you mean? Like
he didn't. He heard the track. He
wanted to cut it from the album.
He was like, I don't want to do this fucking song. He's like, come on, you got it. And Swiss was like, you got to fucking do this. You got to do it. So like he did that song in 5 minutes. He just did a bunch of what the story goes. He half-assed the lyrics.
And Swiss Beats did the beats for that.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah. And he goes, he half-assed the lyrics. He wasn't really feeling it, and before he knew it, it was the number one fucking song. And he was like, completely wrong about the track, but like he was like, yeah, he was. Stop, drop. He was like the way he was doing it wasn't like he tells the story great. You got to check it out.
Did you ever hear the story? I'm pretty sure Action Bronson told us on Rogan the story of his wife giving birth. She was like stuck in labor or something, and they were having these issues and all that shit. And he put on DMX. I forget what song he said, but he put on DMX. She immediately gave birth.
What?
Yeah. So he was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
he's so stupid.
And then I think he said it was like literally like it was either right before or right after he passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was like something super weird with that, where like. DMX passed away. I played a song. My wife gave birth and all this stuff. But he told the whole story.
Yo, I have stories of like DMX from like random people that like knew him, and it's just the
him?
Yeah, like the wild shit.
But
so like his daughter lives on Staten Island. One of his.
Oh really?
Yeah, one of his.
Where is he from? He's from
He's from besides the daughter thing. I had something that was.
And
Like,
he had
really-
like become like a preacher or something in his later
He was
years,
trying
right?
to.
Or
I think he was trying to. You know, so he had a really big drug problem.
Yeah.
He was addicted to crack.
Okay.
You know, in the beginning you didn't know,
Right.
But then like later on you find out like he was struggling the entire fucking time.
Right.
But it was like crazy. But like one of my friends in Manhattan like was his dealer.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Like he didn't know, and he was like, "Yo," he goes, "You don't understand." He goes, "It broke my heart. It broke my heart." He's like, "I used to mess with this. It was like a chick. It was like his manager. And it was like we were really good friends, and DMX was my favorite rapper. But I was a hustler at the time, and so she hits me up. She's like, "Yo, you got any deals?" And he's like, "For you?" And he's like, "Nah, for him." And he was like, "Really?" Like it just like, you know what I mean? Like when he found out he was a fiend like that, he was like, "Motherfucker!" But Jadakiss was saying that he was so wild. They got done doing a show. They're hanging out, and I think he fucking I think he like went off to do something, and he ended up like impersonating a cop and pulled someone over.
I feel like I heard this story.
Yeah, on a traffic stop.
Yeah, I feel like I heard this story.
Fucking, and then just like, I don't know if he robbed him or what happened, but
Yeah,
something fucking happened. And he said it was the wildest shit. He said DMX would just be talking, he'd go fucking rob someone real quick, come back, act like nothing ever happened. It was wild shit.
Wow.
I don't know. I know, like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, if he was smoking crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything's possible.
100%. Yeah, I feel like I heard that story, but a while ago, you know.
Pops up.
All these stories.
They
you
sound
hear-
like
well, no, it's you hear it and then like you know you don't hear about it for 10 years. Like I think I heard that story. Can't remember exactly, but yeah. Because how long ago did he pass away now? It had to be like 10 years.
It was
ago.
after COVID.
It was after COVID.
Do you remember?
Really?
Do you remember
I thought it
when?
was longer than that.
Remember during COVID they were doing verses. Do you remember that? The artists were they were in a studio, and they would put their song. They had two different artists. One in particular was Jadakiss and Dipset Cameron,
Okay.
and I think DMX went against Snoop Dogg. And this was like right before his death.
DMX went against Snoop.
It was something like that. It was like
That's like the worst matchup.
well, you go song for song.
No, okay.
You know what I mean? It's not a lyric battle. They're doing fucking karaoke. That's what they're fucking doing. It's during a pandemic. Everybody looks like shit. Nobody looks like in their right mind. You know what I mean? Everyone's a little weird. You know, we're all a little weird, right?
Yeah.
And then but like yeah, so you see DMX on the deal, and man, yo, he was struggling to breathe. He was overweight. He looked like shit.
Yeah.
He looked like shit. It was like concerning. It was like almost like, oh man, are you fucking using again, kinda?
Right.
And then like I think a couple of months after that, you end up hearing that he passed away. And I was like, man, he didn't look good. I'm like, kind of fucking checks out. Yeah, 2020. 2020. Oh, sweet day. This was
listen,
fun.
Paul, thank you. What are you working?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think Thursday. I think Thursday.